It is 10:01. Good morning. Broadcasting from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs 104.5 The Zone studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. Nashville Soccer Club played out a scoreless draw against Club America on Tuesday at Geodis Park in the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinal. The second leg is coming up Tuesday in Mexico City for a spot in the semifinal. In the meantime, NSC returns to MLS regular season action Saturday night at Charlotte. The Nashville Predators beat the Anaheim Ducks 5-0 last night with 5 different goal scorers. The win puts the Preds back into the second wild card spot in the West with 4 games remaining in the regular season. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
All right, so how you guys want to do this? Because there is no way in hell.
Why? What happened?
Oh, my God. Good morning. Off to a hot start. If you want to get involved, as I'm sure some of you do today, what possibly could we be talking about? 615-737-1045 is the number. The F&M Bank chat off and rolling. Yes, we have... Basically, it's just a matter of, do we want to do the TMZ stuff off the top? Do we want to do it all the way through the show today? Do we want to save it for the dumbest thing in sports? I leave it to the audience's discretion, because obviously we are going to talk about the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini situation that the New York Post put out there yesterday. That is a horrendous look for both parties involved, and not just the individuals that are involved in the story, but a huge amount of ripple effects for people who are going to suffer some level of embarrassment, if from optics alone, of what that looks like and how easy it is to now jump to conclusions, whatever conclusions you want to make about the situation. There was also a big Nashville SC result last night that resulted in a fight in the concourse. There's baseball fights. The hockey team whipped somebody's ass last night. Like, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So however you guys want to do this today, I'm ready to do it. I can also, if you don't trust me to be unbiased, because obviously I know both of these people very, very well. I know their families very, very well. So I can recuse myself from the conversation if the audience wants me to. I don't think the audience wants me to.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to let you get off that easy. Let's start with whatever makes you the most uncomfortable. What would make you the most uncomfortable to talk about this situation? Going through each one of those pictures and wishing, damn, it should have been me.
Yeah, so maybe the fact that I'm like, Mike, what happened, baby? We had something. You know?
It was supposed to be our mustache just beginning entangled.
I thought we were, interlocking with the boys. Like, what happened?
I interlock toes with my boys all the time.
I mean, you two do weirder stuff before the show starts. Like, honest to God, if we put a camera in there with the two of you, you would be on the New York Post.
I'd be flipping his ear sometimes.
Nobody knows what that means, which makes it even sound more sexual.
For those who don't know, Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel,
yes,
and NFL insider Diana Rossini of The Athletic had photographs of them published by the New York Post on Tuesday that appeared to show Vrabel and Rossini, quote, holding hands and hugging at a resort in Arizona, Sedona, if I'm not mistaken.
Which is 2 hours away from Phoenix.
Yes.
And also a romantic getaway destination.
You could not find a more romantic setting, or apparently more romantic hotel. Ramon said he looked up the hotel. I don't know if he did this on air or during a commercial break, but yeah, this is like a lover's getaway type of resort. Anyway.
Yeah, there's pictures of them holding hands, hugging. Obviously, this is blown up across social media and in the NFL media world.
Yeah.
There's pictures of them relaxing in a hot tub, by the pool, not pictures of them doing anything nefarious. They're not kissing or anything like that, but they're holding hands. They're hugging on top of a private bungalow. Take that for what you will.
Yeah.
And they both have put out statements. They've both completely dismissed any notion that the meetup was inappropriate. They've called the photos innocent. They've called them misleading. Vrabel said, quote, "These photos show a completely innocent interaction, and any suggestion otherwise is laughable. This doesn't deserve any further response. Diana said, quote, "The photos don't represent the group of 6 people who were hanging out during the day. Like most journalists in the NFL, reporters interact with sources away from stadiums and other venues." The Athletic has put out a statement staunchly defending Diana Rossini.
Which to be completely honest, before you go any further, I'm very surprised by that.
Here's the statement from Steven Ginsburg, the executive director of the Athletic, the executive editor of the Athletic. Quote, "These photos are misleading and lack essential context. These were public interactions in front of many people. Diana is a premier journalist covering the NFL, and we are proud to have her at the Athletic."
Yeah.
Rossini has said that the photo does not show the, 6 friends that they were with at the resort. The New York Post cites sources that say they were not with anybody at the resort. And it's a lot of he said, she said with like 3 or 4 pictures.
Sure.
No. The best quote, they asked a hotel worker, was Mike with anyone? Or was Mike with friends? Oh, he was with a girl. It's like calling the bar. Is my husband there? I don't know. There's a guy sitting over here with a woman, though. Let me ask him.
So, here, from my standpoint, okay, I know both of them very, very well. Like I said, I know both of their families very, very well. And me personally, you can accuse me of carrying water if you want to. I'm sure the two of you will. I'm sure the audience will. As is your right. I personally can't get myself to a place where I think that this is true. But what I will acknowledge is that I would never, one, imagine a situation where as an NFL reporter, you would put yourself in a circumstance like that, right? And 2, I really struggle with the idea that you can just kind of shrug this one off if you're her. Because the optics of it, I don't know how comfortable another NFL club is going to be letting you in their building. Even if it's not true, it almost doesn't matter, right? Because it's what it looks like. And the New York Post, you should say, or you could say, well, did they handle this thing totally journalistically, sound, whatever? It doesn't matter. They've shaped the narrative. The internet has taken a hold of it. It is now whatever the public wants it to be. Even if the less interesting thing is, no, it just looks bad. People aren't going to care about that. And so people are going to run with it the way that they're going to run with it. And I think I think is going to be okay. I don't know what that looks like at home, but
like career-wise.
Career-wise, this is not,
They just got to a Super Bowl.
It's not going to affect.
Ain't no coach getting fired for, allegedly nefarious action after getting a team to a Super Bowl.
I will say I don't believe either of them would do something this stupid. Okay, this would be easily the stupidest thing that either of them have ever done if it was true. Okay?
Would be or is. Like, I understand what you're saying, that if
it might still be is.
Right.
It could be is.
That's the thing. Those interactions on top of a private bungalow in a romantic resort in Arizona, a couple hours away from where owners' meetings are actually happening, like already kind of checks that box, doesn't it? Not this would be stupid if it were true. Well, it already kind of is. Because, like you said,
don't put yourself in the situation.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in the situation. And whatever. Again, they are both, I don't know, maybe this is something that you could find me for. I do consider Mike somebody who I covered for 6 years. Now that I don't cover him anymore, I think of this person as a friend. I think of Diana Rossini as a friend. She is a friend of mine, a close friend of mine, okay? So I'm not going to act like I don't have blind spots here on a number of different fronts. But it's just, it's an impossible situation to explain your way out of, even if you do have receipts and what do they call a list of names that you don't have to say how many people or specifically register with a hotel. Yeah, there's 6 other people who are staying with me at this resort. There's not a list of names that she can produce to say, no, look, I was with all these people. It's an impossibly awful optical situation. Now, the two of you do what you want.
Yeah, what the hell were they doing up there? Interlocking fingers, hanging out. If Cheyenne, listen, I'm just put it from my point of view with the world that I know. If pictures of me came out at some beautiful-looking romantic resort, holding fingers, look cross-eyed lovers with Lucas at somewhere, Cheyenne would not go, oh, yeah, they're just hanging out. Like, no, she would say, what the hell are you doing there with them?
Yeah.
What? Like,
not a single woman in any of the three of our lives would handle a situation like this well if we were in the Mike Vrabel spot here, right?
I mean, the only way to get out of this is like, okay, so what was the plan? What were you and your 6 friends doing? You have to do a tell-all. Like, what's Pablo doing? Pablo needs to dig into this. How long has it been going on? If it is a thing, how long has it been going on? I want all the juicy details. I know you guys don't, but I do have to apologize, Buck, to you, because I didn't necessarily keep up my journalistic integrity when you went to owners' meetings.
Do I need to recuse myself?
You can step out if you'd like, but this is audio that I got by bugging your bag.
Oh, my bag. In Phoenix?
I bugged your bag.
Now, remember, I was in Phoenix, not in Sedona, which is, again, the optics of this. Sedona is 2 hours away from Phoenix, where owners' meetings were, and this was a week before owners' meetings.
Right. I feel bad even playing this, but I feel like we owe the audience.
I don't think you feel that bad. Whatever you're about to do, I don't think you feel that bad.
My journalistic integrity requires me to play this audio for you guys. So I bugged your bag, and you were enjoying a little hot tub time.
May I share something with you? When one first enters the scalding waters of the hot tub, it is not unlike your first encounter with a new lover.
I remember the first time
Mike
and I made love. Yes, we had pulled over after a long Sunday drive.
Mike.
Led me to a clearing, laid me down upon a bed of fresh meadow grasses. He then rubbed my nubile body with fruit liniments and noxema until the flies and ants came. Methinks it was the finest love-making the world had ever known.
I hate to intrude on anyone.
Wrong for that.
The hot tub.
I hate to intrude on anyone's
I got to deal with these people after the fact. Like, obviously, they
don't listen to the show.
I told Diana we were going to talk about this today, obviously, because there's no way that we weren't going to talk about this. She regularly appears on the show. Obviously, Mike Vrabel is the former coach of the Titans. Who do you think is enjoying this more than somebody with the Titans today, I imagine, after all of the egg on their face or publicly dragged moments that the Titans have had to experience in the Mike Vrabel Super Bowl run wake? Oof. I'm sure there are some people that are enjoying this circumstance, but man,
hot tub.
The hot tub.
When your body, I love Will Ferrell.
Noxema is just nubile and Noxema. It's so.
May I share something with you? When one first enters the scalding waters of the hot tub,
God.
It will cleanse you. Step into the hot tub.
Hot tub.
So yeah, obviously, I told them that we were going to talk about this today because there's no way that this is like, it would be disingenuous if we avoided it, Anyway, 615-737-1045 is the number. If you would like to chime in, you can do that. I imagine it's going to make an appearance during the Dumbest Thing in Sports today. Only one of you can use that for your submission, so you better figure out which among you is going to submit that for your Dumbest Thing in Sports. Do we have a prize for the Dumbest Thing in Sports to give away today? What do we have?
We have a great prize
What is
today.
our great prize?
So 2 tickets to see the Nashville Predators host San Jose on next Monday, plus 2 tickets to Holiday World and Splashin' Safari. Also, for the Preds and Sharks game, if you are the lucky recipient of those tickets, the first 5,000 fans receive a Nashville Predators soccer jersey presented by Regions. All fans enjoy 50% off Michelob Ultra. You can buy tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Okay, very good. So we will do that at 11 o'clock today for the Dumbest Thing in Sports this week. In the meantime, Robert, are you applying for a new job?
You'll have to find out.
Next. Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical is here for you because there's nothing worse than an HVAC or plumbing or electrical emergency. You don't know what it will cost or if it will get fixed correctly or if someone is just trying to sell you something. That's when you call Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical because they're going to solve your problems quickly. And the best part is the price that you're told is the price that you will actually pay. They're not going to try and upcharge you or find different ways to squeeze an extra dime out of you the way that other HVAC or electrical or plumbing companies will do. Hiller has been in business for over 30 years. They're family owned and operated. Their techs are vetted and trusted. When you get assigned your tech, you will get a link with a picture of your tech, and that link will allow you to track your tech in real time so you don't waste time waiting around. 100% satisfaction guaranteed of happy you'll be or the service is free. That's the Happy Hiller promise. So book online with ease today at happyhiller.com. You are the worst for this. Welcome
What do you
back
mean?
to
This is
the
just a banger.
Okay.
I love Michael Jackson.
Welcome back to the show. It's worse because you're making me laugh, and I don't want to laugh about this situation. 615-737-1045 is the number if you would like to get involved.
You're right. I'm probably going to need a new job after this week.
Well, we can get to that here in just a second. Somebody had tweeted us saying that we should make it known on the front end that this situation is off limits. Listen, I am somebody who criticizes people for a living. I am never going to tell you that you can't criticize me or anybody else in a public forum, or that you guys can't say whatever you want to say about the situation. Now, will I have some pushback? Maybe. And obviously don't get carried away with it on FCC Safe Radio, but I'm not going to tell the callers what they can and cannot chime in on. That's not the way that this works. So, Marcus is in Nashville.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
How are you?
I'm fine, man. And I'm like, when you said it on the radio, I was just like, say it ain't so. But when you talking about the interlocking of hands and everything, and dude's like I guess a reporter or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just call him hot. Let's call this dude Hot Takes. MC Hot Takes. Let's just call him that. I'm just saying, no man should be interlocking hands with another man on a trip and think ain't nobody gonna say something.
Well, she's.
And then we got to stop looking at stuff when the answer's right in our face.
Well, Diana's a woman. The reporter is a woman in this situation. I mean, I guess it doesn't really make that big of a difference one way or the other. It would probably be a bigger story if it was a man, but appreciate the call. Okay. If that's the level of call that we're going to get today, maybe we don't. I don't know.
So Cumulus Corporate has buzzed down. They were not happy with the bump music that Robert just came back with.
Oh, fast? Really?
Yeah, it happened very fast.
Okay.
They're always listening.
So he, I think, is going to have to find a new gig. Now,
Last day on the show.
Do
Sorry,
we get
guys.
to fire you?
Oh, well, you don't get to fire me.
I'm dying to fire somebody.
Paul Mason can fire me.
Okay.
but because Robert is a very good friend of mine, I'm trying to find, some outlets, some other options for him.
Oh, okay.
Now, there is another professional team in town that's having some success. Yesterday, played out a scoreless draw against Club America in the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinal. Second leg coming up on Tuesday. Now, I don't know if this particular role would make the trip to Mexico City on Tuesday. It'd be a great trip to make. Historic stadium, Nashville, with an opportunity to get a result on the road against one of the biggest clubs in North America and punch their ticket to the semifinal in North America's most prestigious competition. But there is a job posting on Nashville SC's website with the title of Backup Mascot. And it reads, Nashville SC is looking for a highly motivated individuals interested in being a part of the Major League Soccer team in Nashville. The ideal candidates will demonstrate initiative, the ability to multitask, a willingness to learn, and a positive attitude. Please note this is part-time, as needed, and a backup position.
I'll do anything. I just got to feed my cats, man.
Yeah. It's something to just get your feet back under you after you are unceremoniously dismissed from Cumulus Nashville. Now,
you don't even get, dismissed, like an honorable discharge? You are dishonorably discharged from your role?
Very dishonorably. They made sure to include that in the release. So, duties and responsibilities for being the backup to Tempo, the mascot for Nashville Soccer Club. Robert, if you could, please gauge your strengths in these areas. Now, duties and responsibilities. Number one, study and learn Tempo the Coyote's mannerisms and characteristics.
I've been studying mammals of any species, not just coyotes. I feel like I would be good at that. Give me another animal. Who would you like me? Here's
capybara.
There's no way that's the sound.
Okay, what about I can do an elephant. Hold on.
Now do Tempo. Ah, very good. He's making no noises. That was a trick question.
Oh, it was a test.
He passed the first test.
It was a test.
Another duty, assist Tempo the Coyote at home matches. You would be the understudy to Tempo, who's a friend of the show.
Oh, okay. What's that called in acting terms? Wait, is it understudy?
Understudy.
Yeah, okay. I'm cool with that. So I would just follow him around, make sure that no fans of other teams beat him up or something. I can do that. I'm buff. I'm fit. I can fight some people for tempo.
You would be required to provide support at select appearances, including birthday parties, parades, school visits, hospital visits, charitable events, and other events coordinated by Tempo the Coyote.
Birthday party. They don't list bar mitzvahs or anything like that, but I feel like they should expand it.
Okay. Do you remember this conversation we had yesterday about what mascots make? And I don't know if MLS
Well, this is part-time, and this is the backup.
That's fair. But, okay, so let's say it's part-time and backup, so it's not a full-time role. So we're talking a 1099 situation. This is confirmed reporting, okay? Do you want to guess what the highest-paid mascot this article is from? Yeah, okay, January of this year. Guess what the highest-paid mascot in professional sports makes right now? Guess which mascot or just which team?
Is it the Braves?
It's not the Braves. It is
Philly?
It's the Philadelphia
Flyers.
So what is Gritty? Is Gritty hockey?
Gritty's
That's
hockey.
the Flyers.
Yep.
Okay, so Gritty and the Fanatic are number 4 and number 6.
Okay, that makes sense.
On this list. I'll tell you it's an NBA mascot.
Oh.
The Orlando Magic?
The Chicago Bull?
It's Rocky the Mountain Lion for the Denver Nuggets.
Oh.
Take a guess.
Annually. We're
Half a
talking
milli.
salary.
$500,000.
$200K.
You're both too low.
No way.
$625,000.
I'm in the wrong
Dude,
biz, man.
A year.
Okay, even part-time.
A year. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so 20 hours a week.
So even part-time, you're probably going to clear more than you're making at this point.
Hey, that ain't no joke.
Okay, all right.
So it's $625,000 for the Nuggets mascot. Gritty ranks 4th with $250K annually, and that includes birthday appearances and special events and all these other things. The Philly Fanatic makes $200K a year.
Okay, now this is important. Robert, if we're going to get you this job, here are the desired qualifications.
Okay.
Knowledge and interest in sports.
Okay.
Check.
Sick.
Okay. Knowledge and interest in mascots.
I love mascots.
Probably more interested in mascots than you are generally sports.
Now, this is where maybe it gets dicey. Computer proficient in Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint.
Now, I can't imagine it's exactly efficient to have Tempo working on Excel with those big, meaty coyote claws.
The cubicles over at Nashville SC's facility.
How the hell am I
Tempo
supposed to
just in
type?
the cubicle surrounded by...
Control Z, Control V, copy and paste. I can make it work. I
Tempo, I can't read this email. it's gibberish.
God, it's so hot in here.
Every key you type has like 6 letters. Okay, all right. Proficient in social media.
No.
Strong communication skills and telephone etiquette.
No.
No.
Definitely not the latter.
No.
How do you answer the phone when callers call? Do it exactly on air as you would do it if you were answering the phone right now.
Zon, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
That was nice.
I feel like that's the more diplomatic
No, that was
version.
very
I feel
good.
like sometimes you jack with them.
No. Sometimes I'll answer the phone like, and then just hang up.
That's how he calls me. If I don't pick up my phone, that's what he leaves in my voice.
I leave both of you just horrendous voicemails of like, my car ran over me. Call the police. Help me.
Yeah.
Or like somebody's chasing him through the house or something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh my God, Buck, someone got my house. Please, they have a knife.
One
Call
of these
the police.
days, we just need to play Robert voicemails on the air.
I can do one now. In fact, I will pull
Is
one
it
now.
clean?
Well, I'll find out.
Send it to
you
me.
two work
Just,
through your No, I'll send it to you.
Mascot experience.
What would that be? Like the experience that I provide to other people?
No, your experience as being you've done it before.
Yes, I've done it before.
Now, in parentheses, it says college or professional. Do you have any collegiate mascot experience? At ECU, you weren't at the Pirate?
No.
It's okay. Well, we can lie on the resume.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everyone does it. Anyone I interview to have a job here or at the station has lied on their resume.
Okay, here are the requirements. Available as needed for Tempo the Coyote appearances. Available to assist with home matches. And the understanding that working in sports is different than being a fan. This position does not guarantee that candidates will be able to watch games. Many valuable positions within the organization are behind the scenes, and they provide little ability to watch the games. You're good with that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool. Is the money green? Does the check cash? Yeah, I'll be a puppet. Come on.
Do you have... Yeah,
that's what he
right.
leaves in my voicemail when I don't pick up the phone.
That's just one of them?
One of them. The other one that I pulled up, so that's from October of 2024.
I need to leave you more.
I delete my voicemail a lot. Some of them I save. So this one, I think is just Stoney or Paris, one of your cats, making noises on your behalf.
I think I was slapping her cat ass, so she made them the song of her people, as I call it.
For some reason, it's not letting me pull that one up.
Okay, here's one.
Right now. You've got one? Okay, let's hear another Robert Walsh voicemail from Lucas's phone. Put it on speaker. Hit the little speakerphone button.
Stupid.
Just send it to me, and I'll play it through the
No,
pod.
this is way more fun.
I'm in a terrible car crash. Help me.
I mean, that is a very average Robert.
That's pretty low energy, honestly.
Crash, help me.
That's pretty low energy on your behalf.
Tempo the Coyote height range. You have to be between 5'7" and 5'10".
You're shorter than me. How tall are you? If I'm 6'2", you're 5. You're probably 5'11".
But on Tinder,
It's
I'm
okay.
6 foot.
No, you're 5'10".
I can, but what if I'm not wearing Crocs? Like if I take my shoes off, I can probably be 5. I can scrunch. I can do this. I can just give me a chance.
Or just have bad posture.
Yeah, there you go.
Lose a half an inch. Yeah.
It's like the opposite of trying to ride a roller coaster as a child. Like make yourself look much taller than you really are.
Let's make this happen, man.
I am
filling this out as we speak.
I would like for you to actually apply for this job, and then I would like for all of us to go as a show together to the backup mascot tryouts, because of course they have a mascot, but this is the backup mascot.
This is the 2.
So if let's assume that MLS mascots are not making $200,000 a year, but they make, Tempo may make $75,000 a year or something like that. If Tempo were to break you off, I don't know, a quarter of his salary or something like that, like that's what you stand to make in 1099 situations if you got a birthday or he got a birthday party that he can't attend, because there's only one mascot, right? It's not like you only have one mascot per team. There's not Tempo outfits around the country for you to cosplay as another mascot.
No, there's only one. There's not multiple people dressed as Tempo at the same time. There can be only one.
All I'm going to say is if Tempo's going to break me off, he better do it in Sedona.
Let's get you this gig. Nash, go to the. You're applying as we speak.
I told her we were going to be fair today.
It is very. Well,
There's nothing to do with her.
It's just about me. It's what I want. I want somebody to wine and dine me and interlock toes with me.
Good deal, man.
Interlocking toes would be crazy. I'm surprised you and Lucas haven't done that. I'm surprised I don't have images of the two of you. I probably have images of the two of you doing worse things than Rabel and Diana.
This is good, Robert. You can be a part of a winning organization.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. Just the honor of even being thought of for this position is incredible.
You haven't been thought of. We are manifesting this.
Well, you don't know that. You don't know if I don't have personal contact
you haven't
with
seen
Tempo.
their list.
Yeah, you don't know what me and Tempo do. You don't know about our lives. You don't know about me. You don't know about us.
No, it's going to be like Lucas and this PA thing. We're going to have to publicly campaign for you to be the mascot the way that we did for Lucas to be the PA guy, only to lose out to somebody else.
Don't say that.
That's the way it goes.
Don't say that.
That's exactly what happened.
They're asking me to list all of my social medias here. I don't know if that's going to help me out.
It's definitely not. Also, how about your social media yesterday?
Dude,
I thought that's how we were going to have to start today.
Man,
Dumbest thing in sports is at 11.
Everybody was really nice in the comments. I don't know what you're talking about.
I literally texted. Okay, we can talk about this later.
But if you want to look at the post of what we're referring to, Robbie_Walsh, ROBBY.
Is it on your timeline?
Oh, yeah, it's on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at
Oh, that's right, because you texted me saying, are you going to post that on Instagram too? Daddy needs his likes.
Daddy needs his clicks.
You have been chasing that high since the combine.
I got somebody.
So I told you were going to get an interaction off that yesterday, and I told you, be careful. Don't say anything nasty to somebody who's going to say something nasty to you.
Hold on. I retweeted your post and said, I want answers. And someone tweeted back at me, oh, they've deleted it. Oh, no, they didn't. No, you don't. You want engagement, bleeping loser. Mm-hmm. That's right. I live for it. Out of context.
We told Lucas we weren't going to talk about it now.
I'll save it.
Have you submitted the application yet?
It is a lengthy, like everything that you're reading.
It's an important role.
Yeah, so walk us through it. Talk us through what you are seeing on your screen as you apply to be the backup mascot to the soccer team.
Right now, just contact info. I'm having to add all of my socials, my LinkedIn, my Instagrams, my Twitters, Robbie_Walsh. having to go through all of that, and then I have to go through experience, add education. I had to update my resume. I have not updated my resume since I got this job.
Make sure you include that picture of yourself in the Black Knight costume from when you were in high school.
Good call. That way they can see me and be like, oh, that guy looks like a knight. That guy looks like a mascot.
Yeah, but send them the actual picture of you, not the picture of you that you told us was you, except it's a woman on a horse.
No, my thighs were glamorous in high school. I used to have the body of a young woman.
Whoever was on that horse had an ass like Lucas, okay? That was not your ass.
I used to be thick as hell, dude.
Yeah, he's a wrestler.
Used to be.
Well, see, now I've transitioned. No longer am I thick in the back. Now I'm thick in my smooth belly. Compared it with Ramon, I'm telling you, dude, I got Ramon cooked on smooth bellies. His belly's looking too thin. His belly's looking too small. His waist is looking snatched. My body, on the other hand, looking like a bowl of frozen oatmeal.
No, we're going to get you this gig. And I don't know if the mascot travels, but
I don't want Fat Tempo.
Imagine. No, Mom, I don't want Fat Tempo.
Like, what?
Not you, Fat Jesus.
What's the opposite of tempo? What's slow? Like, I couldn't.
Slow-mo.
Yeah, dude.
Tempo and slow-mo.
I don't need to be the backup. I need to be the sidekick
The
mascot.
auxiliary.
There is tempo and there is slow-mo. I would be slow-mo.
It's like the Braves have their mascot and then they have the freeze, except instead of the freeze, we got Robert busting out of a coyote
Who is this
uniform.
fat-ass coyote?
are you prepared to go to Mexico City on Tuesday? Will you drop everything?
Is that what the job requires?
If you start
I don't
traveling
know.
with the soccer team before Lucas gets to, I'm going to laugh.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Lucas, you can go in my bag. You can pack. I'll pack you up in my bag.
I'd love for you to go to Mexico City.
Stoney's in the comment section. It says, smooth belly boys, stand up.
That's right. That's my smooth. Hey, I don't come from my spot, though, Stoney. Stoney got a good-looking smooth belly, too. But I don't know if he's got anything on Big Boss Bird. Look at this belly.
Put that thing away.
Look at this
A lot
belly.
going on.
Put it away.
God, I am a specimen.
If you're not watching on Zone TV, it may have to come with a parental advisory suggestion for the public indecency that we just put on camera there. Poor Carrot Top just sitting there as you flash your stomach at people on the camera.
It's not as bad. When I was training Ross, I was super gassy for that month. I haven't nearly been that gassy with Carrot Top.
SEC observations are next. Two Rivers Ford is the South's most trusted Ford dealer for a lot of reasons. Don't you hate it when you buy a $50 concert ticket and you end up paying way more than that $50 because they jack up the price with unexpected fees? The same thing can happen at car dealerships. You see one price online, then you get to the dealership and the price is higher because they've added a bunch of different things that you didn't know about. That's not what happens at Two Rivers Ford. The price you see is the price that you pay, and that's the way that they've done business for over 4 decades as a family-owned dealership that cares about doing business the right way. Local, honest, real. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
All right, let's talk about some Vanderbilt draft prospects. Obviously, we have spent a lot of time on some of the Vols guys, on Chris Brazzell. We've heard Greg Cosell's opinion on Joey Aguilar. We expect Jamal McCoy to be a first-round pick, Colton Hood to sneak in at the end of the first round, but we have not talked a ton about Eli Stowers and about Diego Pavia. Now, a couple of interesting things on these guys this week.
Why is that, Lucas? Why have we only talked about the Vols prospects? Not only are you not supporting your conference, a conference of losers, by the way, because it's now the Big Ten, the ACC, and everybody else in the SEC looking up, longingly aspiring to championships. Why haven't we talked about the Vanderbilt players?
It's odd. It's odd. It's almost, it makes you wonder, do you remember, if I could take you guys back to the Combine, when Lucas missed about 2 hours of the show because he was trying to talk to who? Eli Stowers. I would like to submit the motion that Lucas was never going to talk to Eli Stowers.
He's in Sedona with Jamal McCoy.
You said we were going to be good. You can't make those jokes and then be mad at me. Were you interlocking toes with Eli?
I tried so hard not to say.
Who are the prospects?
All right, go on with your observations. Go ahead. I should just go home.
No, I agree. I don't think the show's going to get any better than this. Appreciate everybody coming out today.
I think we're done.
Yeah, it's over with.
Put a bow on it. Okay, go ahead. I really thought you were going to get to it before I did. Damn it. All right, we're done.
Who do you want to start with, Stowers or Pavia?
Pavia.
Yeah, let's give it.
Pavia was on John Gruden's show.
Yeah.
Now, I encourage anybody to go watch this.
It's good.
It was good stuff. It was like peak Gruden and peak Pavia. Hard to play a lot of it because it's not really clean. But we are going to play this 20-second clip, not necessarily about Diego Pavia as a prospect, but him talking about coming back to Vanderbilt and negotiating his terms to return to Vanderbilt for the 2025 season.
You know I'm coming back. Let's find a fair number that I could come back for. And so we worked it out. And
now, are you representing yourself, or do you have an agent?
No, I'm representing myself.
Wow.
Yeah. So I didn't think it was fair that someone was going to represent me and take 5 to 10%.
Mm-hmm.
So Diego Pavia said, man, nobody taking my money. I'm representing myself to come back to Vanderbilt. And now he's hoping to get drafted straight out of the gate. Do we think Diego Pavia is getting drafted?
No.
I don't think so either.
You don't think we hear his name called?
I would be surprised.
Just because how the 7th round has changed, like the 7th round is now about acquiring UDFAs so you don't have to put blind bid dollars. I don't think that he would be like a highly sought after UDFA.
So Dan Brugler just dropped the beast, by the way.
Yes.
The most comprehensive draft guide out there.
Tough day for that, by the way.
On The Athletic.
The Athletic been promoting that, and now Diana's caught up in this whole thing. So maybe it's good for Diana. I don't know.
Sure. Over 2,700 prospects. Where do you guys think Pavia ranked among the quarterbacks?
And you said how many quarterback prospects?
Quarterback prospects that are 30.
I'm going to say, who's third, out of curiosity? Just so I can kind of get a better idea of where.
Nussmeier.
I'm going to say of 30 quarterback prospects, Diego Pavia is no lower than 15th.
I would go 26th.
16th.
Okay, dang.
16th. He is behind Jack Strand of MSU Moorhead, which I have never heard of. And he is one spot in front of Mark Gronowski, who he lost to in the bowl game, Iowa.
Is that a former quarterback's son? Gronowski?
No, you're thinking about Gradkowski.
Bruce Gradkowski.
Gronowski, who had a nice season. Iowa, by the way, this is off topic, but played Michigan closer than anybody, not named Alabama, I think, in basketball, or in the basketball season. They played Michigan very close, and they played Indiana very close. So, Iowa, close. That's the story of their 25-26 academic season.
Indiana in football?
Yeah, in football.
Okay, surely you don't mean basketball.
I know, football. They played Indiana very close in football. Anyway, Diego Pavia, Dane's takeaway. Pavia is a gamer with the confidence and mobility that have elevated every offense he has been on, but his lack of size and arm strength is tough to overcome. He has NFL backup potential for an RPO-based offense and for a play caller willing to limit the menu.
You think he gets drafted, Lucas?
I'd say it's more likely he does not. It's more likely he lands as a
for
UDFA.
sure. Higher percentage chance. I'm not going to say there's no chance that Diego Pavia doesn't get drafted. Forgive the double negative. I just have a hard time. I also think that he is somebody who might benefit from having an agent. You know, because he's going to step in it at some point.
Well, I don't know that he isn't going to have an agent.
Isn't that what
in the NFL process? He was saying he did not have an agent when he was negotiating with Vanderbilt to come back.
Okay.
He's not saying, no, screw, I don't need an agent.
Okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you.
I'm assuming he has an agent.
I would hope.
He was talking about when he was going to come back to Vanderbilt. But Brugler writes, moving the pocket and the quarterback run game were staples of Vanderbilt's scheme, and Pavia's execution made it challenging to defend. But most NFL offenses are far more expansive, so his, quote, backyard football style will catch up with him against NFL speed.
Yeah, he's small, and he's, for what the NFL is, he's not terribly athletic relative to the kind of competition that he would face if he was out there against a starting defense. I just have a hard time. I mean, a 7th-round draft pick is whatever. Like, if you spend a 7th-round draft pick on Diego Pavia, it's not going to crater your draft or anything like that. It's not going to turn into something meaningful. You don't think he'd have a market as a UDFA, Robert?
Yeah, as a UDFA, 100%.
I think if you're him, you'd rather be a UDFA.
You get to pick your spot that way. It's a shorter contract for UDFAs, 3 years versus 4 years.
You might have different offers. Like, people might be offering you more guaranteed money than another spot. Like, I think he benefits more from being a UDFA.
It's doubtful that he gets drafted. It's doubtful that he makes a 53, right? But I bet we see Diego Pavia at one point just tear up a preseason game. I'm just going to throw that out there. I will not be surprised if in the fourth quarter when he gets thrown in for the Panthers or whoever.
But is he going to do it backyard football style? Like, is he going to run? Like, is he going to be doing it with his arm, or is he going to just be scrambling around out there?
Both. I don't know.
And like the part about the Vanderbilt offense last year that was so deadly was the option. Like, he's not going to have the option of running the option in the NFL. Or you don't think that they would install option plays just to be like, hey, look what this guy's got. Does anybody want to steal him off our practice squad? Or it'd be the most fun place for him to land?
Oh, great question.
No, I mean, not even just the room. Just
him and Cam.
Him and Cam's bleep talk back and forth would be elite.
So much trash.
It would be fun. It would be fun.
I'm thinking more about
There's a lot of quarterbacks here right now.
Markets that would be fun for him to be in. Like, I'm thinking about the Saints. Like, if Pavia was in New Orleans or
Indy. Go back to where he said F all the voters when he lost to Mendoza.
Or Arizona. Like, they see him in a weekend in Sedona or something.
If we're doing the F all
quarterback,
if we're doing the F all the voters thing, send them to Vegas. Let them both be in the same room together.
Now, a Vanderbilt player.
Oh, that would be great. Oh, that's it.
Mendoza the angel on your shoulder Diego the devil.
Well, they need a little bit of Raiderism.
Kirk Cousins in between. Yeah, he is a Raider player.
They need some in that quarterback room for sure. Now, a Vanderbilt player that will almost certainly get drafted, and probably on day 2 at the latest, is tight end Eli Stowers. And Ian Rappaport had an interesting note about Stowers on Twitter. This was yesterday. Early in the morning at 6 a.m., Rappaport tweeted an interesting note on Vanderbilt's Eli Stowers. While officially he's a tight end, several teams are evaluating him as a wide receiver. At 6'4", 239, his build can be compared to Mike Evans. Stowers, by the way, visits the Broncos next week, and he has already done Rams, Cowboys, and Titans. Eli Stowers, the number 2 tight end on the board for Dane Brugler, and I think for most people.
They have 3 tight ends now. The 2 free agents and then Gunner.
Yeah,
plus DMR.
DMR.
Yeah. Sorry, who's the free agent other
There's
than
another
Bellinger?
one. It starts with a. It's like I don't know the name off the top of my head. I want to say it's a Kyle. Is it a Kyle? Like
Kyle Granson.
Granson?
Yes, was
Okay.
with Philly last year, a former Colt.
So I would be surprised if they took Eli Stowers. I wouldn't be against it if you're talking about playmaking options, right? He's basically a big body wide receiver. He's kind of like, is he next gen Gesicki?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like just a big slot, a guy that's not really going to play the traditional tight end room. But and what I will say is,
if they did that instead of, I'm sorry,
no,
go ahead.
You go.
No, you go.
No, it's okay. No, please, I insist.
No, I'll go. Dane's takeaway on the Beast writes, Stowers will need to prove himself as a serviceable blocker at the NFL level, but he is explosive as a pass catcher, and I love the way he maximizes his catch radius. He has mismatch creating potential and can eventually develop into an NFL starter.
Yeah, that's what I was going to note before I was so rudely interrupted, is while he's not the best run blocker, he is a willing blocker. I feel like those two things are distinguishable between each other, is that like some people just aren't good at it and they don't care to be good at it. He is at least trying to be a blocker. It's not like he is disinterested in the blocking form.
I mean, bigger Chig.
Yeah.
I don't think Chig was unwilling. I think he was bad at it.
Yeah. I think his ceiling is a lot higher than Chig for what it's worth.
But I just mean as far as like, I never thought that Chig Okonkwo was unwilling to block. I thought Chig was bad at blocking. So, okay, let's run through this hypothetical quickly. Or we could save it and do it. What do we have next? Oh, we have Dumbest Thing in Sports this week next. Do we think we have the attention span today to remember to swing back around to this conversation about Stowers?
Oh, I'll remember.
What do we have to give away for the Dumbest Thing in Sports?
2 tickets to see the Nashville Predators host San Jose next Monday, where you can enjoy, the first 5,000 fans will enjoy a Nashville Predators soccer jersey and 50% off Michelob Ultra, as well as 2 tickets to Holiday World and Splash and Safari.
Okay, big prize.
4 games left in the regular season. The Preds are back in that second wild card spot.
615-737-1045 is the number. Give us the dumbest thing in sports this week. Coming up next.
11:01. Good morning from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. Nashville Soccer Club played out a scoreless draw against Club America on Tuesday at Geodis Park in the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinal. The second leg is coming up on Tuesday in Mexico City for a spot in the semifinal. In the meantime, NSC returns to MLS regular season action Saturday night, going to Charlotte. The Nashville Predators beat the Anaheim Ducks 5-0 with 5 different goal scorers on Tuesday. The win puts Nashville right back into the second wild card spot in the West with 4 games left in the regular season. The Preds have one more road game tomorrow in Utah before finishing out the year with a 3-game homestand. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
It most certainly is, Robert. If they give us the single dumbest thing in sports this week, what do they win?
2 tickets to see the Predators host the San Jose Sharks, where beers will be 50% off if you enjoy Michelob Ultras. Also, the first 5,000 fans get a Predators soccer jersey and 2 tickets to Holiday World and Splash and Safari.
Pretty good. Pretty good. 615-737-1045 is the number. My dumbest thing in sports is the internet. Now, we did one of our regular segments yesterday. It's called, Oh No. What in sports made you say, oh no? Robert, what was your submission again?
That someone at the Titans facility is lying, or Cam Ward is lying. Someone is lying about the time that he arrives at this St. Thomas Ascension Sports Bar.
Okay, why don't you play your oh no? Because I knew it was going to bother people on Twitter, which is why I put it on Twitter. And I wanted to make sure that you did not, respond to some of the people that I knew were going to engage with this yesterday because, occasionally you might get hot and say something nasty to somebody, and I didn't want you to get in trouble. So play your oh no for people to hear it again, and understanding that we were doing a bit.
When you're in this line of work, when you're in our business, our industry, nothing is a coincidence. And I just want to point something out. Someone is lying. Someone is lying, because this morning the Titans tweeted out a slow-mo picture of Cam Ward walking into the building, and they said, first in the building with his number 1. And they may be trying to be cute, but what do you notice behind him as he's walking out?
Oh, I didn't notice anything.
It's broad daylight. Do you know, either of you, what time it got light outside in Tennessee today, in Nashville specifically?
Maybe 7-ish?
7:14.
Okay.
I refuse to believe that the first person to show up to these things showed up. And this isn't 7:14 like, oh, it's still dusk, still a little dark. No, it's bright as hell outside.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to say? Because the internet did not appreciate the fact that you were accusing their quarterback of potentially being a liar.
Yeah, I get it. Sometimes I say things that are a little over the line, and I just want to apologize to everybody out there. I didn't realize that not having correct information was going to hurt so many people. So I do want to apologize for getting the sunrise time wrong. The sunrise actually happens around 5-something, but the sun's not up.
Like 6:48 yesterday.
Well, yeah, the sun's not up until like 6:48, and I just really want to apologize. Google AI got me. But what I will not apologize for is somebody over there in that building carrying water for Cam Ward. Because that guy, there ain't no way he gets there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm up at 4:30 every morning doing my jumping jacks, making my coffee, making my cat's breakfast, and there's no way that guy's there that early. So I do want to apologize.
I would like to throw your apology away, and I would say I would like to apologize to absolutely no one for intentionally trying to bother a section of the Titans fan base that is overly sensitive and overly protective about their quarterback when we were making a joke. Grow up, get over it. That is the dumbest thing in sports.
How'd it feel to get cyberbullied? Is that the first time you've ever been legitimately cyberbullied?
Well, I texted him and I was like, hey, make sure you don't say anything back to these people. You're going to get some stuff here.
Dude, I got some nasty DMs.
Stuff,
well, no, I can't believe people really thought I was being serious. Like, the whole time I'm being like so like over the top journalist in our business.
We're laughing at you in the clip.
Like but everyone took it as me being so serious. No, I don't care. I got a bunch of followers, about a bunch of likes out of it, so good for me.
So you want to join me in just going for pure rage bait now?
I do think that it would be infinitely easier.
You can make some money on Twitter
to rage bait than to try to be factually correct. Like after that, and how quickly people just get butthurt over stuff like that. Like, why try to do like a factually based show? Why wouldn't we just try to do that and get 60,000 views on Twitter just in a throwaway segment? Like,
I put it out there yesterday knowing that I was going to annoy some people.
They were butthurt.
Made me very happy.
People were like calling Cheyenne out by name in my Instagram DMs, like Cheyenne should be ashamed. Like she's gonna. I'm like, baby, you need to put your Instagram on private. Don't let nobody try to steal my baby away.
Look at you, public figure now.
Yeah, catch me in Sedona.
My dumbest thing in sports is
you have to stop.
Gino. I'm going to dip back into Gino here, who put out an apology statement, which is all well and good. That, or after, of course, his ridiculous behavior towards Dawn Staley after getting blown out by Dawn Staley's South Carolina team in the Final Four last Friday. The statement came out yesterday. Now, he put out an initial statement, and then he put out another one. This was the most recent one. This morning, Dawn Staley and I spoke about our interaction after the game last Friday. I apologize to Dawn, her staff, and her team. I've lost more games in the Final Four than any coach in history. But Friday, I lost something more important. I lost myself. Those who know me know I have nothing but respect and admiration for the game and the coaches who coach it. Dawn and her team deserved to win, and they deserved better from me. Women's basketball deserved better. My university, my athletes, on and on and on. But Gino finding a way to give himself a pat on the back on how great I am in the middle of an apology for his petulant, bully-like behavior is my dumbest thing in sports this week. To say, I've lost more games in the Final Four than any coach in history. You could have left that part out, bud. Gino Auriemma is the dumbest thing in sports this week.
It's like Ric Flair saying, I spilt more liquor than y'all have drank. Like, okay, Rick, calm down.
The worst.
My dumbest thing in sports, I feel like I shouldn't even pile on this guy because he has just had his foot in his mouth for weeks. But Dan Orlovsky on Monday, was the report date for the Baltimore Ravens, and 15 minutes before the news broke about Lamar showing up for voluntary workouts, Dan Orlovsky had this to say.
Yeah, this is the start of the second act. This is the start of what should be Lamar's prime. And I'm not going to overreact to him not being there. Maybe he gets there in the next day or two, but it certainly sounds like that's not going to be the case. And the reality for Lamar and the Ravens is this is the first time it's new for Lamar in the NFL. He's had relatively the same staff in place for the majority of his career, certainly when it comes to the head coaching position. Now, new head coach, new offensive coordinator, new staff.
Factually incorrect. He has had 4 offensive coordinators in his career. He had Marty Morningwig his rookie year. He had Greg Roman for 3 years after that. He just had Todd Monken, and now he has Declan Doyle. He has had John Harbaugh at the helm, but he has had 4 uniquely different offenses he has had to learn. 15 minutes after Dan said that, Lamar had his slow-mo video published by the Ravens. Dan Orlovsky's my dumbest thing in sports.
But was it light out?
It was light as hell. You ain't got to worry. Lamar is not showing up at 5 a.m. Lamar is eating gas station shrimp Alfredo, and his belly is burbling as he's got the first day dookies. First stop he does, he shakes Miss what's the lady at the front desk name? Miss Amir's hand, and then he goes right to the bathroom and lets a soft one loose. That is what Lamar is doing on his first day of voluntary.
But that was rough from Dan.
He just keeps doing it, man.
He just went all in.
He's got to stop trying to do the reporter thing.
He just went all in.
Because that's where he got into more trouble with the Mendoza stuff. He's like, I've talked to 12 GMs. It's like, damn, that's not your lane. Like, just break down the quarterback thing.
He also said I talked to 9 to 12 Well, how many is it? Like, why give erroneous
because then very
numbers?
quickly soon thereafter, Daniel Jeremiah is on with Mina Kimes saying, I haven't talked to anybody who agrees with what they
He's
said.
like, I've talked to 21 to...
And he wasn't doing it. Like, Jeremiah wasn't trying to take him out. It's just saying, like, I haven't found anybody with that opinion.
I've talked to 20 to 23 general managers who said, you were incorrect, sir.
God almighty. 615-737-1045. There, we left you the layup. One person gets to pick the Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel thing. One person. The rest of you cannot all pick the same thing. So we'll see if Dylan and Nashville would like to start the bidding.
Was that my tee up?
Well,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Goes to our shining star, Mike Vrabel, hanging out with his little side piece, learning a lesson from Stephon Diggs. Yeah. How do you get caught when you preach to all of your players, stay out of the media, stay out of the media? The one time when the media is just itching for anything. Dumbest thing in sports. Love you, Vrabel.
This is
love you too, Dylan.
Call. Remember to stay on hold if you would like to win the tickets. It's what's the line? Dumb bleep. Don't do dumb bleep that hurts the team. He just, again, even if they are not having a relationship, which, again, and I said it to start the show, you can accuse me of carrying water. I don't think they're having a relationship. I think this is an impossibly awful situation that the two of them have put themselves in with stupid decisions.
They probably tripped and fell up onto the top of that thing.
So, I think that you have to be smarter about the way that you put yourself in that spot, especially when you're going to have the profile of a coach that was just coaching the Super Bowl this year. Ben is in Smyrna.
My dumbest thing in sports is Dan Gilbert, Cleveland Cavaliers owner, having a completely tone-deaf April Fool's joke stating that the new WNBA team was going to be named the Ohio Wolverines, and also using the colors of the Michigan State Wolverines, maize and blue. Just completely just dumb in the middle of Ohio.
Thank you for the call. Yeah, I'm sure that was received well. So I'm looking at the post now from Yahoo. Cavs owner Dan Gilbert trolls fans with hilarious, they call it, April Fool's Day post. So he put out a tweet saying, introducing our proposed name for Cleveland's new WNBA team, the Ohio Wolverines. The Midwest work ethic is a real thing. As someone who spent a lot of time on both sides of the lake, I can tell you that Ohio and Michigan have far more similarities than differences, and it's all like Michigan colored. What is it, maize and blue? Are those their colors? Yeah, so that's, anyway, bad joke. It's literally even got the Michigan mascot on it. T is in Green Hills.
Hey, guys, dumbest thing in sports for me, I was at the soccer game last night, and it is grown men losing their minds for a picture or an autograph from another grown man.
Yeah.
There was almost 2 fights at the end of the game. Kids all around. Don't mind if the kids do it. But it's like a scene out of a zombie movie anytime that game comes close to an end. Dumbest thing in sports. Have some pride.
Nick with a firm message to autograph hounds on the way out the door.
Club America fans have been known to provide some issues when they come around to Geodis Park.
There was a fight. There was a fight yesterday
in the concourse. Yeah.
Did you partake? Did you swing on a Club America fan?
No.
Are we going to get a New York Post article of Lucas fighting Mexican soccer fans in the concourse?
Well, the thing is, it's something about Club America fans because Nashville has hosted multiple Mexican teams, Monterrey, Toluca in the past, Mazatlan. I've never had a shred of an issue. But when Club America comes to town, for whatever reason, there's either people running onto the field or fights happening in the concourse. So, yes, we'll see what happens in Mexico City next Tuesday. Huge opportunity for Nashville.
So the draw yesterday was good.
Good, and there are positives in that you didn't concede an away goal, but frustrating in that you couldn't break down a really good defensive team. Nashville controlled the ball, just couldn't make any real meaningful entry into the box or into the final third and capitalize. It was like the Miami first leg but they just didn't have as many good opportunities as they did against Miami. But you go into the second leg with the exact same scenario as you did Miami, but going into a much tougher situation at a historic stadium in Mexico City, a raucous environment, but you did not concede an away goal, which is a positive.
Was Tempo okay? Was he scathed in the altercation?
No, completely unscathed.
I didn't know if that was the reason they were looking for a backup, if he got cold feet.
You sound disappointed. It
Cold
sounds like you
balls.
took a cold what?
Cold paws.
I'm getting suspicious of you.
Did you put a hit out on the mascot so you can take his, $650,000 a year?
Now that you've applied to be his backup, I'm suspicious.
Well, I did get an email from Nashville SC. Dear Robert, on behalf of Nashville SC, thank you for applying for the role of backup mascot at Nashville SC. The hiring manager for this job will be assessing their job folder soon to view your application. Thank you for your interest.
Okay, make sure you take that call while we're on the air.
Yes, Robert speaking.
Bryce says, no, give your number, but make it the bat phone line.
Make it the hotline number.
I would like to hear this entire exchange. Bryce on YouTube, where you can interact with the show, says, what is worse, the adult that wants an autograph at a game or a training camp or whatever, or the adult that takes a glove to a baseball game? I feel like if you are sitting in a place where you could get an opportunity at a foul ball, like, you got to take a glove. Like, a glove is like a safety precaution in certain sections, right?
I don't hate the glove thing, and I honestly don't even hate grown men asking for autographs. But like, if you're fighting with children or position,
or sending the children up there because it's not actually an autograph for the child, it's an autograph for you,
right? Like, but be genuine. Like, okay, I'm a grown man and I would like an autograph, and if you get one, great. If you don't, there's no reason to push kids out of the way or fight with other fans so you can be in a better position to potentially receive an autograph. That's lame. I don't think it's lame for guys to want autographs. I collect cards with grown men's autographs on them. Like, I don't think that's lame.
There's a lot of money in it.
There is.
Now, I'm not, was he saying that the fighting for autographs was in connection to the fighting in the concourse?
I don't know. T, you want to clarify?
Or was it two separate things?
It's I sit down by the tunnel. I'm down by the tunnel, and at the end of the game, right when they announce stoppage time, it's a mess. A crowd, people trampling over each other, little kids getting pushed down. It's awful.
Okay.
Yeah, that's lame. That's lame as hell.
Yeah.
Jonathan is in Franklin.
Hey, so yeah, the dumbest thing in sports that I think this week is with the way that they put out these top 25 articles out there with the transfer portal and NIL, it just makes them even more ridiculous than it ever has been.
In terms of what? Like, what do you, just the fact that they exist, or that this is the current state of collegiate athletics? Like, what is your main complaint here?
It's just how ridiculous that you could even think that a top 25 is going to be executed in a way when 1 week, 2 weeks later, you have an entire different team.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, there's no way to gauge a top 25 when you don't know what roster.
So there's like preseason top 25s coming out before portal classes have been assigned.
I don't know that.
I thought he was talking about like an issue with the portal or like a prospect ranking.
I don't know if he's talking about football or basketball. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen a top 25.
The official AP poll top 25 after the basketball season is out.
God knows we'd shoehorn it into a segment if we could. It's a very dry time in sports. Bob is in Lebanon. That'll be the last one.
Hey, guys, my dumbest thing in sports is the fabulous first baseman that gets hit by a pitch all the time, going to threaten the pitcher, going to beat him up. I got a suggestion for him. He needs to get his butt out of the strike zone. He's in it all the time.
Who are you talking about?
The first baseman, I think it's for Boston. They got hit the other day, and he's going to kill the next pitcher that hits him.
Okay. Thank you for the call.
All right, who wins the tickets?
I did see a fight between, who were the Braves playing yesterday? Braves got into it with somebody.
Oh, I don't know who it was, but they should really give people that are being pitched at like a weapon to defend themselves. Should really give them something to, like, an effort to fight off that speeding ball.
Like a club. Club of some kind.
I'll think on it. We'll work on it, guys. Can't solve all the world's problems in one day.
I'm in favor of T. who submitted the Club America, or just the autograph hounds.
Or, yeah, the general principle of grown men pushing kids out of the way for autographs is a pretty good submission.
Maybe let the kids have the first opportunity. All right, very good. T gets the tickets. Enjoy the hockey game. We will get into, we'll circle back to that Eli Stowers to the Titans conversation that we brought up in the first hour coming up next. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. We had brought up, so Dane Brugler has put out his draft guide. It's called The Beast. Comes out every year. Feels like a little early this year. We got plenty of ramp up between now and the NFL draft to enjoy Dane's great work and research. I'm sure he will be making the rounds. And we could probably get Dane on again before the draft if you guys wanted to talk to him about some stuff with the Beast.
Yeah, I was talking to him last week, and he said that his schedule might open up. So I think he'd be amenable to that. Yeah, me and Dane exchange a lot of texts back and forth.
What do you call each other?
Daney. Hey, Daney. My little Brugler.
Sounds like a bagel.
Brugler's Bagels would be.
Isn't that a thing? Isn't there already a bagel place called Brugler's?
Is it? I'm not a big bagel guy. My little Brugie is, though.
Am I the only one that gets somewhat annoyed by how obsessed people get with bagels, or like how
Call them out. Call them out.
How uppity like northeastern people get. Like, no, it's the water.
What state?
New York.
Probably Jersey.
Yeah.
Or New York.
Yep,
yeah.
You got it.
Like, no, you don't understand. They put water in them. Isn't it something about the water?
There is literally a bagel place in Nashville that says they import their water from New Jersey to make sure that their bagels are up to snuff.
Like, that's fine. They're still bagels.
So there's this new one, new bagel spot in the Gulch. And I haven't been there, but it seems to be a bit of an obsession, especially for the female portion of the population. Like, everybody wants to post that they're going to this bagel place. They're getting their coffee, and I was talking.
Only $39 for a bagel with cream cheese.
Yeah, for real. And a coffee, maybe a small coffee.
Coffee's an extra 10.
But I was like, somebody suggested that we should get bagels from this place. So I was like, okay, do they have bagel sandwiches? Like, I'm assuming if you have bagels, that you are also going to do bagel sandwiches, which I'm down for. I love a sausage, egg, and cheese bagel. Everything bagel, maybe a little cream cheese, maybe a little chives on it. Delightful. But this place doesn't do bagel sandwiches. It's just the overpriced, outrageous bagels in the Gulch. And
That's it?
Why is it? There's cream cheese.
But no, like lox or like you can't get, there's no.
You can order a side of lox for, I think as Lucas said, $10 extra.
Shut up.
I swear to God. I was like, these better be bagels.
These bagels better cure cancer.
With gold flake baked into them.
See, that's the problem with bagel shops.
Pop-up bagel place? I haven't been. I refuse to go unless they have sandwiches.
Before you go in, you really don't know what you're getting, which I think is the opposite of Vanderbilt tight end Eli Stowers. You kind of know what you're getting in him, and you know what you're getting at that price of as being the second tight end in the class, probably a second-round pick.
If he was a bagel, what kind of cream cheese would it come with?
Ooh.
Strawberry?
Yeah, it would have to be something a little softer, like something with a little more finesse. What cream cheese has finesse?
Wild berry.
Definitely not rosemary. Rosemary's got feet stuck in the sand.
You and your rosemary slander.
So why
I won't have it.
Cool with chives.
Lucas, why is he bringing chive cream cheese is excellent. Why is he bringing up Eli Stowers?
I don't know. I didn't do it.
Jesus Christ. You literally did it when you were reading Eli Stowers right up in
his mind.
Wish you were.
Why don't you ask him?
Robert, why are we bringing up Eli Stowers?
Because we were talking about him on Dane Brugler.
We should have just gone home
I'm
after.
punch drunk, dude. I'm punch drunk.
We should have gone home.
We were just talking about him because teams are working him out as not only a tight end, but as a wide receiver.
Yes. And so, okay, as a Titans fan, if they took Eli Stowers in the second round and you said, no, that's your playmaker. That's your offensive weapon for Cam Ward. I know you've got Bellinger, who's not necessarily a dynamic player. He's a solid receiver. I wouldn't say it's a plus for him, but he's a quality all-around starting caliber NFL tight end. You've got Gunnar Helm, who you hope will be something like Bellinger, but with a higher ceiling. And you've got this Kyle Granson, the other tight end that they added in free agency. DMR also is currently on the Titans roster. We'll see whatever the case that might be. But if they took a wide receiver and Eli Stowers, but Eli Stowers is going to be Mike Gesicki here, are Titans fans okay with that? If he's your big slot, is that offensive? Are they just going to see the position next to his name and say, no, tight end? But basically, like, have the same reaction that they did to Bert's joke yesterday about Cam Ward and what time he shows up, just be stupid and dumb on the internet about it? Or are they going to actually think about the player?
He's a good player.
I think if we look at it flatly, it is a good player. It is a high price of acquisition, but it would also create somewhat of a logjam in the slot because you added Wan'Dale Robinson, whose primary position is the slot.
Keep telling me that's not the only thing they're going to do with him, though.
Chimere Dike, who also last year almost had the exact same outside-inside split that Wan'Dale Robinson did, primarily in the slot. Then you add him as being Eli Stowers, as another player who would be a power slot. So, I mean, they do different things, and if you are going to do different things with Chim and Wan'Dale, then it would make sense. But I also think it would create a logjam to try to get him on the field because he's not your traditional tight end. Someone else is already taking that position. You would have to find packages and ways to use him. Maybe they try to use him outside. I mean, he's got size.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Gesicki is a wide receiver, and Miami used him that way. Cincinnati used him that way. He was not asked to do your prototypical tight end stuff because he's not a prototypical tight end. He's just bad at the blocking component of it. They didn't have a choice with Chig, so they tried to square peg round hole Chig while he was here. I'm not saying that I would advocate for it. I'm just saying if there is a scenario in which Eli Stowers is available as an offensive playmaking weapon, let's say they go defense in the first round and Eli Stowers is there and you don't like the wide receiver options as much as you like Eli Stowers as a receiving option, do you take Eli Stowers?
Give me a phantom position. What defensive position did they address in the first round in this?
Edge.
Okay, edge, then yes, I'm okay with them taking that because, in my opinion, edge falls off a cliff after the top 80 picks, you would say. I think a lot of those guys are going to get pushed to the front of the board because there is just a dearth of edge rushers on day 3 that can really make an impact year 1. If they went edge round 1, I would not be opposed to Eli Stowers in round 2. That would be plan dependent, but you would be getting a really good player.
Somebody on the chat said, Buck, go 10 minutes without insulting Titans fans. Impossible challenge. What did I say about Titans fans? I didn't say anything there.
Just their mouth breathers and generally smell bad. But I think that was last hour.
615-737-1045 is the number if you would like to participate. You also have a article in here about the NFL draft's most polarizing players and who are the names that typically come up. Now, Lucas is going to be familiar with the first one. Do you have this list in front of you?
Nope.
Guess the player. Who's the first player listed when we talk about most polarizing players in this draft class?
McCoy?
No.
Is it Falk?
Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson.
Oh.
Ty Simpson.
I would have said Jordan Tyson.
The first player listed. Jordan Tyson, ironically enough, is not listed among the polarizing players. Mekhi Lemon is.
I find that fascinating.
Here are the players, and in no particular order. Ty Simpson, Reuben Bain, Jermod McCoy is on this list. Micah Morris, Caden Proctor, Mekhi Lemon, Avion Terrell, Lee Hunter, Cassius Howell, Drew Aller, Monroe Freeling.
Oh, dealer's choice. Just start reading me because those would not have been the names that I would have picked for polarizing players. Outside of like Simpson, Proctor, those make sense to me.
Simpson is polarizing due to circumstance more than ability. His draft stock is all over the map. The player loosely expects to go anywhere from 10 to 30 in the first round, but it's hard to confidently project a home from him yet. Positional needs could push him above his grade, but enough scouts have a second-round grade on him to make an early day 2 selection a possibility. That is Ty Simpson. On Reuben Bain, obviously we've talked about the arm length. I don't think it's worth rehashing. Daniel Jeremiah said in an appearance with Peter Schrager on Peter Schrager's podcast that he does not think, based on the information that he's getting, that the Titans would take Reuben Bain if there were Reuben Bain and options at 4. And I think most people are aligned with that. With McCoy, it's about the ACL tear. We understand that. With Caden Proctor, and he was somebody who was thought to be a top 10 pick before the college football season began, and then you get into the dangers of doing that with people like Arch Manning. One NFL team executive was blunt when assessing Proctor. For what it's worth, Jeremy Fowler put this out there. One NFL team executive was blunt when assessing Proctor. He should be a top 5 pick. He can be so good if he wants to be. So basically, it's a question of effort. Effort and his ability to show up in shape has also been called into question.
And so, as you mentioned that later in the article, it says, but some of the questions surrounding Proctor have to do with his weight, which scouts say has ballooned up to around 390 pounds early in the season. He played his way into shape. He's around 350 now and looked great at his pro day. I believe, was it the Alabama head coach that praised him in like October? He's really worked his body since August and got in great shape.
Was that after he caught the touchdown or whatever?
I believe so. Sometime in kind of like the middle of the season, he was praised for getting back in shape. My question is, why the hell weren't you in shape in the first place? Like, if you draft this guy, you're going to be worried about his weight every single year. Every single year, you're going to have him get on the scales, tie it into his contract. Are you going to hit your weight limits? Or is he going to show up in shape? Is he not? Is he going to be able to practice with us? Is he going to be having to ride the cardio bike off to the side instead of repping out with his teammates? Like,
who's the Desmond? What was the name of the defensive tackle from Florida that the Bucs tried
last year?
It's not that extreme.
No, not that extreme.
Desmond Watson sounds right.
Not that extreme, but it's also a different shaped guy.
Yeah,
like Desmond was a pothole cover.
No, Desmond Watson was the big dude from Florida.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's right. That is okay. Yeah. I don't know why I thought the Tampa player went somewhere other than Florida. Yes, Desmond Watson at 6'5", 464 pounds is currently a member of the DC Defenders.
I mean, that's what Sweat was, right? They took a risk on Sweat, and they were constantly concerned about conditioning and his weight. And he, was cute with the line when he got drafted on, if I can get down to 366, I'm a Hall of Famer.
I think he was 355 when he said that.
Whatever it was, he was not close to either of them at the time of that Zoom call with us.
Being a fat person that talks about his weight, you cannot trust fat people when they say, "Oh yeah, I'm really working on it. You can only trust when they actually do it.
No, that's not true. I feel like you work on your fitness, but you sleep eat.
Yeah, but either way,
there are some people there. Not every fat person is at fault for being fat.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying when fat people say, like making it, look at me, look how in shape I am, look how I'm working out now, I'm eating healthy. You can't trust those fat people because they're going to fall back on their fat tendencies.
I did it.
You didn't because you were shamed, and you're not a true fatty. I am a true fatty. I am the person that will order.
You don't get to tell me whether I was not fat enough to be a fatty.
You're not. I've seen your house. You have no fat guy tendencies in your house. You have erased whatever fat buck was inside you.
Oh, although I will tell you, those dark chocolate peanut butter cups from Trader Joe's. Whoa.
Oh, dude, see, if you want something healthy that's good, you should try Drizzlicious. You ever heard of Drizzlicious?
Sounds like a sex act.
It sounds like Sedona.
Stop it. Got a break.
No,
got a break. Go. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. Do you have a whole playlist for this today?
This song, man. I haven't heard this song in so long.
A playlist? Just some bangers.
Must not know about me.
We had Shaggy today. We had Michael Jackson today.
What Shaggy song?
It wasn't me.
What Michael Jackson song?
I believe it was Dirty Diana, but I'm not sure.
See the movie coming out about Michael Jackson?
Why are we doing that? Is this like the new Marvel movie where we're just going to do all the artists that have ever existed because Prince, doesn't want his stuff out there and is suing people, or the estate is suing people?
No, Prince could sue people from the grave, I feel like.
Okay. So we're just going to do a movie because there's a Bruce Springsteen movie in there?
Yeah, the guy from The Bear, Jeremy Allen White, plays Bruce Springsteen. That Timmy Shao did the Bob Dylan movie. Yeah, that's we're kind of moving past the remakes, and now we're just doing biopics.
But it's like Elton John, Elvis.
Yeah.
Like, we've just been cranking these out. Like, biopics about either musicians or, remember Sidney Sweeney did that boxing movie that no one cared about?
No. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know
it
you're
was like
talking
a biopic for some female boxer. Like
Dwayne Johnson did one about a boxer.
His movies are always terrible, though.
Dwayne's not bad. He's not awful.
What's the last good movie The Rock has made?
The Smashing Machine wasn't bad, and it wasn't about a boxer. It was about an MMA fighter.
Oh.
Tooth Fairy was also pretty good. You seen Jumanji? Come on, dude.
No,
the original. Stop.
What's the movie where he plays the game plan?
Oh, the game plan?
He plays a football player.
That's pretty good. Remember Vin Diesel was in
he's a
one
coach, right?
No, he's the quarterback, and he has to
I'm thinking
take care of
what's the Gridiron?
The Gridiron Gang?
Gridiron Gang.
That was a good movie. Gridiron Gang.
That was like 100 years ago, though.
It's a solid movie.
Moana. Okay, somebody said Moana.
That's a good movie.
I never saw Moana.
And
We're
he's
already
doing the
making
live
live action Moana. Like Moana's been out for 5 years. We're going to do another
Bohemian
one.
Rhapsody was another biopic. By the way, Tennessee basketball kept one. Troy Henderson has pulled his name out of the transfer portal.
Thank God.
Yeah, you got two guys.
Got a couple.
We got a core. I don't know if it's a core.
We
It
got
might just
one
be the
high
worm.
schooler coming in for the Lady Vols.
Yeah.
We got two players on the men's team.
Lady Vols just got a Liberty transfer.
Hey, they're back.
Give me Liberty or give me death.
Troy Henderson, who averaged less than 7 minutes a game last year, but could theoretically step into a bigger role in the backcourt, said in his statement, after spending additional time speaking with my family, thinking further about my future, and having a great conversation with Coach Barnes and the staff, I've realized there's no place I'd rather be than right here on Rocky Top.
Cute.
So he's back.
Indiana doing nothing in the transfer portal. I hate them. The Texans are picking up C.J. Stroud's fifth-year option and Will Anderson's fifth-year option. Obviously, they were both first-round picks, where the Texans took Stroud first and then traded back up into the first round with all those Deshaun Watson picks, or with a collection of those Deshaun Watson picks, to take Will Anderson. So he was the best quarterback in that draft, right? I know Bryce Young went number one, but I think most people were still talking about C.J. Stroud as being the best quarterback, even though Carolina took Bryce Young when they did.
I mean, fast forward to 2026, do we still believe C.J. Stroud is the best quarterback in that draft?
Levis.
Who's got a better trajectory right now, Stroud or Bryce Young?
Richardson.
I mean, between Stroud and Young, in terms of the first-round guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's still Stroud. Like, I know the defense is the reason that they're...
Which fan base feels better about their quarterback right now?
Carolina.
Probably Carolina.
I don't know. It's probably close.
Well, you're from there. Do you have any insight? You're a Ravens fan from Carolina. Do you have any insight on how Panthers fans feel about Bryce Young?
Just the inconsistencies, which are the same things you would argue against C.J. Stroud, but C.J. Stroud does it in the postseason. Like, he looks awful in the playoffs when he finally gets got, but it takes him a little bit to get going as far as Bryce Young goes. Like, they have slow starts, feels like he forgets how to play quarterback, and then about week 6 or week 7, he's like, I remember how to play quarterback now.
They just have to soft bench him a couple of times first and let Andy Dalton get a couple of reps.
Not anymore. Andy Dalton's a Philadelphia Eagle. They're going to have to find a new guy to give him some juice.
Oh, the other guys. The Rock was Stoney, as always, in the chat. Knowing Ball says, don't sleep on Big Dwayne and the other guys.
I don't know the other guys.
Yes, you do.
We can all agree that he is not the best professional wrestler turned actor, though.
Cena.
No.
Batista?
Dave Batista.
Oh, okay. Because he plays a number. He was in the Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
That's probably his biggest like commercial role.
Yeah.
But he has just put out banger after banger.
He's a good actor. Very good actor. Aim for the bushes.
Cena better than Rock, though, right?
In terms of
Now,
what?
Like when he did that movie where he's running through the swamp, he's like the Marine. I think it's literally just called the Marine. Like that was peak corny Cena movie.
Yeah, I think Cena got into like just the corny action for a while, and now he's gotten just full on into comedy.
And he's doing Peacemaker on HBO. I would probably still say Rock is the better actor.
I mean, at one point, wasn't he he might still be the highest grossing actor on the planet.
He just wasn't turning anything down.
Yeah,
he was turning them all over.
He's like Kevin Hart, just like Kevin Hart being the highest grossing comedian. It doesn't mean it's good. It just means he says yes to everything.
Or Nick Cage. Just
not take it back.
You hating on whoa.
Whoa.
No, never said I was hating on Nick Cage.
Why did you bring his name up like that?
Because you said never turning anything down. I don't think that man has ever turned a roll down.
He said it out of the side of his mouth like he was disgusted by the name.
Dude,
Nick
I'm going to
Cage.
put you in a thing like the Wicker Man.
You're not
and
going to
burn
find
you.
me besmirching Nick Cage.
The Wicker Man.
Oh, the bees, not the bees. I used to have a college radio show called Bert and the Bees, and that was the intro to it. It would like fade into Jane.
We got to get some of that footage.
Who were the bees?
It's just me. Just me.
Did you do voices?
Dude, it was the worst radio show you've ever heard. Man, I used to bring my buddies in and interview them about ECU football games.
Did you do student radio?
Yeah. For a year or two.
I would like both of those tapes. That would be great.
I think they've been burnt.
So anyway, nobody's surprised that Will Anderson got his fifth-year option picked up. I don't know what you do if you're the Texans, because you don't feel good about C.J. Stroud, right? I mean, you can't trust him. His defense is bailing him out at every turn. They've got, how many more receivers could they possibly add? I feel like they have wide receivers everywhere. When one goes down, two more sprout up that they've drafted in the first or second round the last couple of years. Their offensive line situation is why C.J. Stroud looks the way that he does, but they've tried to fix that. Should it have just been a given that they were going to pick up his option? I tend to think that I would have let him play it out. But I don't know. 615-737-1045. The number one overall draft pick is doing something that's never been done before. We'll talk about it coming up next. You've only got one life, and it's too short for not nows, maybe laters, and tomorrows. If you're noticing issues with ED or performance, your relationships, your confidence, even your career may have already been affected. Online folks promise convenience and discretion, but their treatments are generic, and some can even be unsafe. Guys, no more excuses. The Tennessee Men's Clinic is the state's first men's health-focused urology practice with multiple urologists and providers focused solely on male performance. No unproven snake oil or peptides without solid research. Since 2014, they've pioneered men's health in Tennessee and have been testing and growing to make sure you get the best care and the safest, most effective treatments. Call 615-208-9090 right now. That's 615-208-9090 or book online in under 30 seconds at TennesseeMen'sClinic.com.
Coming right up on 12 o'clock. Good afternoon from the Circus Sports at the Mint, Kentucky Downs, 104.5 The Zone Studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. Nashville Soccer Club played out a scoreless draw against Club America Tuesday at Geodis Park in the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinal. The second leg coming up next Tuesday in Mexico City for a spot in the semis. In the meantime, NSC back into MLS regular season play Saturday night at Charlotte. The Nashville Predators beat the Anaheim Ducks 5-0 with 5 different goal scorers on Tuesday. The win puts the Preds back into that second wild card spot in the West. 4 games remain in the regular season. In college basketball news, Tennessee men's basketball got some good transfer portal news as guard Troy Henderson announced today he is removing his name from the portal and returning to Tennessee. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Final hour is upon us. We're happy to have you. 615-737-1045, the number if you want to jump in. F&M Bank Chat. Also open for business, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch if you would like to live stream the show there. So for the first time in NFL history, other than the COVID draft, the presumptive number 1 overall pick will not be in attendance for the NFL draft. Have you seen this story?
I have.
Fernando Mendoza, who we all fully expect to be drafted by the Raiders with the first pick in this year's draft, which will be held in Pittsburgh, is not going to attend the draft in Pittsburgh. He is the only presumptive number 1 pick who hasn't done it since Trevor Lawrence, because Trevor Lawrence was a part of the virtual draft, for those of you who remember. I kind of hate this. Now, his explanation is a completely fine one. He wants to spend the draft with his family. I'm sure he has an extended family. In fact, I think it's been documented before that he has a considerable extended family, and they have big get-togethers every year on an annual basis. I think it's very important to him, and I understand that. But I'm selfish, and I want the first number 1 overall pick in Indiana University history, the first quarterback to be drafted number 1 overall from my alma mater, to be at the draft. That's not just for him, and I'm not saying that it's for all of us in the sense that, like, you've followed this player's entire career, because he was only at Indiana for 1 year, and I'm not going to be the one who bangs the drum like it's important for everybody in that fan base, because I went to 2 games and I'm a bandwagon fan, admittedly. Whatever. I'm happy they won the national championship. It was sick. For Fernando Mendoza, forever for that. But I feel like there's plenty of opportunities to celebrate with your family. It's probably a losing position for me to say I think he needs to go to the draft.
It is.
It's not going to matter for him one way or the other, but I don't know. I kind of hate that he's not going.
No, it is a losing position.
No, I get it.
Let's see. Go to Pittsburgh so I can be live and in person on TV, or stay in Miami with my, I don't know how many, family members.
It's a lot.
To take that moment in with them. I'm taking the latter, personally, but I'm surprised this hasn't happened. Now, it's been a pretty recent...
That a number 1 overall pick is never...
Yeah, other than Lawrence with COVID. Now, it's a recent development that draft picks are attending the draft less and less.
Yeah. And I think that, I get the interest in being there with your family, and especially like Shador last year. Like, it didn't benefit him to sit in the draft room with the potential to slide and all those other things that happen when, like, what happened to Levis or what happened to Aaron Rodgers so many years ago, or what have you. Like, there is a cost benefit analysis that has to be done here. But I'm not going to say that you're going to have it's a more unique opportunity than spending time with your family, because it's only going to happen for you once.
Oh, wait, Trevor Lawrence was in attendance.
It was a COVID draft. He was at home.
No. Sorry. Joe Burrow was the COVID draft. But, okay, I guess COVID was still a factor.
Yeah, we were still social distancing.
Yeah. Okay.
Had we had vaccines by the time we got to April of 2021?
Okay.
I want to say it's summer of 2021 that we were doing vaccines.
You're wrong about this. Myles Garrett was not at the draft. Trayvon Walker was not at the draft. And Trevor Lawrence was not at the draft. But that was COVID was still in play then. And Joe Burrow obviously was not at the draft because that was in 2020.
Yeah.
It was right off the heels of COVID coming down. But, Myles Garrett in 2017. Baker Mayfield, too, did not attend the NFL draft
really?
in 2018.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Trayvon Walker, 2022. So this is far from unprecedented. Where did you see that it was the first time that ever happened?
I guess I got on Twitter.
Erroneous.
Yeah, it happens. I still don't like it.
No, I don't understand.
You don't think it's a unique opportunity?
No, like who cares?
You don't think somebody in his camp should be like, no, you should go?
No, let him spend it with his family. Why are you against Mendoza sharing this moment with his family?
He's going to share every other moment until the end of time with his family.
Yeah,
this
but
is something
this
that's totally different.
Most special moment of his life and career, and you don't want him to share it with his abuela?
No,
What's wrong
share
with
with
you?
his abuela after the fact. Have her go. I don't know. I think he should be there.
Come on. I think you're just trying to just have an opinion that is not necessary to have.
No, I'm not saying the opinion is a necessary one, nor I'm not going to be super mad at him, but I just thought it was interesting that he was not going to be there. Now, like I said, I guess I got on the internet because the only one that I did see was Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I think you saw that nobody's ever done it before, and that led you into that opinion. And now you have seen that multiple players have done it.
It does change my opinion.
To backtrack out of the opinion.
No, I think I would. I mean, what do you think that I'm more likely to do? To dig my heels in on an opinion that I probably would like to change my opinion on, or to try and backtrack out of an opinion? I'd say the former is usually the pattern of behavior that I've displayed around here. But if it was less precedented than you just laid out, I would have a stronger feeling on it. The fact that Baker and Myles Garrett and Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence and who else? One more? You said there was one more?
There was Trayvon Walker.
Trayvon Walker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we talked about last week, the draft is more of a fan event every year. It's not for the teams, right? The teams are not in attendance at the draft. It's less and less for the players because less and less players are opting to go to the draft.
Somebody in the chat says it makes the NFL look bad. Does it? I don't. I mean, the NFL is going to do the show no matter, as long as they do a good show in Pittsburgh. I don't think it's going to make the NFL look bad to not have Mendoza there.
Bert, do you care that Mendoza's not going to be in Pittsburgh?
Not a single iota. Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to take up 1% of the draft. Like, I don't care. I don't care if no prospects are there. That's not why I watch.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's another interesting component because you had a different draft opinion than just about anybody I've heard, that you don't like the fact that they take it on the road and that it's become less about the draft proper than it is about the fan experience at the draft as a television product, right? I'm not mischaracterizing your opinion?
I just feel like it's been watered down and neutered to be a television product or to be a fan experience product rather than just being like, I want a Nat Geo draft show. I want it to be by the bolts, by the nuts. I don't care about whose grandma passed away before they're like, oh, this player's mother died when he was in college, and they share all these morose facts.
There's always a morose story.
Like, I don't care about any of that. Like, I care about how they fit on the team that drafted them. What did they do in college? Why do you think they went this high? Should they have went this high? That's all I care about. I don't care about all the pomp and circumstance and fluff that goes along with it. But that's just me.
No,
it's not. It's not for me. It's partially for me.
I get that. So, not the end of the world. His choice. If he wants to do it that way, I do think it's a missed opportunity for him. But I'm not going to tell him to care about something he doesn't care about. So,
do we know what he's doing instead?
He's going to hang out with his family in Miami.
Yeah, smart. Good. That's what I do. If you guys were first overall
That's
picks.
what Lucas said, too.
To hell with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, why would I want to be there? Why wouldn't I want to be surrounded by the people that got me to where I'm about to go to?
Because they're still going to be there after the fact unless a giant comet is going to hit them in the 24 hours it takes you to get home.
No, I want to be with them. I don't want to have any implication that I have to leave the people that I love to go do irrelevant media interactions and interviews.
But can't fathom wanting to spend time with family. I think that's what this is.
Your girlfriends would be there too. Like, it's not just... You know what I mean? It's more than just your family. It's the woman you're with. It's your girlfriend. It's your side piece. It's, they're all there. You invite all of them.
Who are you talking to?
Anyone.
Okay.
Do you think I was alleging that you have a wife, a girlfriend, and a side piece?
Settle down.
Wait, watch out now. Don't be calling Hey, look, the shoe fits, buddy. Don't be getting so hot about it.
I thought you were doing a thing.
I'm always doing a thing.
No, I know.
I'm always doing a thing.
Somebody on YouTube says, that's kind of callous, Bert. Some of these people went through hell to get there, talking about to get to the NFL. And so, like I said, if it means more to a player to be on the stage, to hug Roger Goodell, to hear your name called, to walk across the stage than it does another player, that's fine. Nobody's here to dictate exactly how you should feel about every circumstance. I just think it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be the number one overall pick in a draft for a university that's never had that, much less, how rarely they even have first-round picks to begin with. They're probably going to have 2 in this draft between him and Omar Cooper. I do think it would be a cool thing for him to represent him more than just him on that stage. He could represent his family on that stage.
Very strange hill to die on.
He's still going to represent his family.
I'm not dying on it.
It still is. And for that person saying callous, I don't care if they're there. If that's what you want to do, it's your day. If that's what you want to do, go do it. But if it was me, I would not want to be in a sterile room full of people I don't know. I would want my mom and my dad and my friends.
Oh, the draft room?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to. Well, and then, I don't know. It just seems dumb. I would want to be blackout. I would just want to be like Jell-O shots.
They go to the camera.
My dad's making like smoked oysters in the backyard.
You're licking the camera because you've had so many Jell-Os.
It's like, oh my God, the Lions just got a demon. Someone break away. Break away.
If you were blackout on the camera, that would probably be among the least offensive things that you could do on camera.
Just have a whole cig.
We were talking about you.
A cig hanging out of my mouth.
No,
a
not
Zen.
just a cig. There would be several cigs.
Hold on. Let me.
Be a cig in your nose. Be a cig behind your ear. Be a cig hanging out of the side of your mouth. You'd try to light all 3 of them at once. That's exactly what it would look like. You would be walrusing your way through the NFL draft broadcast.
I'm really proud of myself for being able to reach these heights, and just super proud of my family. Oh, this is a microphone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can you make your eyes do the thing that they do when you're drunk but you're sober?
Hold on. I got to take these cigs out of my nose.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
I was getting a
You're
nice
like a
little
turtle
buzz.
choking.
Nice little buzz off that.
Just snorting.
Y'all ever tried to smoke a cig through your nose? That sounds awful. If we sell out the
maybe in
install,
college.
I will smoke a cigarette through my nostril after the install.
Okay.
If we sell it out, I'll do it.
You can get your tickets at 1045thezone.com or on the Hutton Hotel website, huttonhotel.com, under the Music and Happenings tab. The Install Live with Greg Cosell. We're going to break down the 2026 draft class and all the new free agents. Like I said, get your tickets now, because when we announce special guests, those tickets will be gone. All right, coming up next, we're going to have Gentry Estes of the Tennessean. He's the columnist for the Tennessean. I think it's the first time. Have we had Gentry on the show before? All right, we're going to do it for the first time coming up next. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. Gentry Estes of the Tennessean. Your headphones working?
I believe so.
Okay.
Does sound okay?
You sound good to me. First time on the show. Thanks for stopping by.
I'm honored to be here with you, gentlemen.
Honored.
This unfortunately is a stain on your resume, Gentry. But we appreciate you
We've
doing
done
it.
nothing but made Sedona jokes all day.
Sedona, what happened there?
No, nothing. Nothing to see, nothing to read about, nothing going on.
Well, I am glad you're here because I feel like it's come up on a couple times, a couple occasions today during the show. Like, what do you want? It's a dry time in sports. But, like, it's really not. The Preds are pushing for a playoff spot. You've got spring games approaching. The portal's going nuts in college basketball.
Oh, wait, aren't you forgetting something? Don't you have something that you need to put on when we have a guest like Gentry in the studio? Robert, do you have something for Lucas? Okay, good. Proceed with the interview.
Oh, there's a ball cap behind me, bro.
Okay,
You don't have to come in here.
Make sure that go get up, go put your bald cap on. We're going to do this proper.
But I imagine this is a very busy time for you.
It's just when you're chasing clout from the Titans head coach, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. More than anything, the Preds keep playing these West Coast games, which means no sleep, and it does kind of all build into each because you're fresh off the NCAA basketball tournament, which is it's a fun experience for a sports writer, but it's stressful because you don't know where you're going to be, and you don't know. Hey, I'm either going to work all next week in a city across the country, or I'm not going to have to work at all. So the cap is killing me.
This is a show of respect, just so you know.
Yeah.
We do it for all our balds now.
Yes.
So
Robert Saleh, Casey Alexander, and now Gentry Estes.
Fair enough. Yeah.
An elite group.
He said, honored to be in the studio. Get out of here. So I do want to ask you about this Vrabel Rossini thing just before we get into local sports, because you are an actual journalist. I am on occasion somebody who does journalism from time to time. The relationship between source and reporter, the lines now feel more blurred than they've ever been. And what's being alleged by the New York Post, again, nothing confirmed about an extramarital affair between the two. And obviously, we know both of these parties here in Nashville very well, one specifically for being the coach here for 6 years. Where do you kind of stand on what is proper protocol in today's media environment? Because it's tough.
It is tough, and it's a good question in the NFL. It seems like in the NFL, those lines are perhaps a little blurrier than in some other leagues. I feel like there's a lot of media in the NFL that's very agent reliant, and what that manifests itself to me is you don't often hear real takes when it comes to, let's say, draft prospects or a player or his fit on a team. Whenever there's news about a free agent signing or draft pick, you're always hearing the positives, and it's because the media, I think, relies on the agent to tell them this information, so they don't want to say anything that upsets the agent. That's probably the most common thing when it comes to this profession, and especially the NFL. The NFL, to me, is the best example of that in American sports. I don't like it. To me, the worst thing you can go to is the scouting combine for a whole week and deal with this and see how these relationships manifest itself and how important it is to journalists to do this. But it is important, and it is a part of the job. For a lot of people to break news in that league, they have to have those kind of relationships with agents. Now, the thing with Vrabel and Rossini, without getting into the truth or any of this, the perception of this, where this bothered me was from the standpoint of you have a lot of female sports writers who fight this sort of perception very unfairly in the course of doing their jobs every day. And this does not make their jobs any easier.
Not even journalists, like women that work in sports generally, who deal with things on the athlete side of things, who get these advances and turn them down. And because, for all manner of different reasons, not just because it's the wrong thing to do, but for all different purposes that you don't want to get caught up in these kind of things. It's an optical slap in the face to people who are fighting against these perceptions.
It is. And to me, those are the people that should be the most upset when something like this comes out. Again, regardless of the truth, we're not going to sit here and say we know every aspect of this. But that was my first thought was know a lot of very hardworking, very talented female sports writers who I know were probably pretty upset to see this story.
I think that's fair. The hockey team. So they smacked the hell out of Anaheim after losing in a shootout to the Kings the night before. You wrote about this Preds run, or this Preds push, we'll call it. It's not quite a run by any stretch of the imagination, having some joy in it. What do you mean?
There's no regard for the future in this. And by that, what I mean is this is kind of a last stand with this group. You already know the GM's out, so there's going to be a new regime coming in. This is a team full of 30-something players. Maybe some of them are back, maybe some of them aren't. But you look at a guy like Roman Josi in his mid-30s. He may not have another shot at this. This truly might be the last chance he has at a team that even has a shot at the playoffs. Because the Preds, if you really look at what the next couple of years could be like for this team, it could be pretty bleak. This is a team that has a lot of older players and a lot of very young players. There's no middle class. And so I feel like the next few years could be pretty rough. I wrote before the trade deadline that I didn't believe the Preds should be sellers at this trade deadline, if only for that reason. Just to enjoy this while it was there for them. Trotz ended up selling off some pieces anyway. He managed to make everybody angry, actually, because he sold off role players, but he didn't sell off the stars. So he did enough to hurt their chances without doing enough to appease the people who wanted to rebuild. But
so weird.
Despite that, this team never quit. You know, the effort has been admirable, especially considering the age of a lot of the players. But again, it has kind of a last dance feel to it. And I think, you know, I kind of said you need to enjoy this when you have this opportunity because it's not going to be here for much longer. And I think that's where the joy is in this.
Gentry Estes is the columnist for the Tennessean. He's hanging out here with us on 104.5 The Zone.
It has been so interesting to watch it because they'll take a gut punch like, you know, a small losing streak after a good run of form or falling to the Kings in a shootout, and then they respond, right? 5-0 demolishing of Anaheim on the road. And they're not doing it against the best teams in the NHL. And I feel like whoever emerges into the playoffs in this second wildcard spot in the West is going to be kind of the redheaded stepchild of the postseason. But they're doing it with Stamkos and Forsberg, both approaching 40-goal seasons. Would be the second time in franchise history that two players do that in 1 year since Forsberg and Duchesne did. And I feel like a lot of credit should go to Andrew Burnett here for everything that you're saying, the way that they've kind of just plowed through this sort of weird lame duck situation. In your mind, how good of a chance does Andrew Burnett have to be the coach of this team next year? Or is that entirely dependent on what the GM situation looks like?
I do think it's dependent on the GM situation, but he is making a case for himself. I feel like in most circumstances, with a different GM for the Preds in this last season, he wouldn't still be the coach now. I think most teams would have made that move early in the year. It's a very hockey thing to do where you're struggling around Thanksgiving and okay, we need to make this move while we still have a chance to get this turned around. And there were 2 seasons in a row where it might have made some sense for the Preds to go ahead and do that, and they didn't do it. Trotz stuck by Andrew Burnett. He was pretty adamant about that, and he was his biggest supporter. And I feel like the way this season has progressed has kind of validated that decision in a way, but because the Preds still are playing hard, they're playing well. They've continued to be locked in on what they're trying to accomplish here. I think you look at this and you say, well, gosh, you know, what's the upside? Because even if they get in the playoffs, they're going to be the last wild card team. They're going to play the Colorado Avalanche in the first round, and they're probably going to get destroyed. I mean, that's how most people would look at this, and they're not beating the Avalanche. But I don't know. When you watch them play now, you have a lot of guys on this team who have had success in the playoffs previously in their career. Guys who are thriving, I think, with playoff hockey. They're not playing the best teams in the league right now, but they're playing teams that, like them, have a lot to play for right now. These games are very important because you got the Kings and the Sharks and these teams that are right there in just the very mediocre Pacific Division trying to sort all that out. So these teams are playing out in the West Coast, have a lot to play for, too. It's a very playoff feel. It's kind of a cliche in hockey. It feels like a playoff game, but these actually really have. And I think the guys like Steven Stamkos, Ryan O'Reilly, guys who have had some success at that time of year, I think are starting to make a little bit of a difference. I'm not saying they go beat the Avalanche, but I think the Preds could be scarier than they're getting credit for if they did happen to get in.
You were out at Geodis Park last night for the scoreless draw against Club America, first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinal. What did you make of the environment last night with Club America coming up from Mexico? First time they've played here since 2023. Always seems to be, a bit of chaos. There wasn't as much in the game itself, but a little bit in the concourse with the fans after the fact. What did you make of the atmosphere last night in the place Nashville SC is currently with the trip to Mexico City looming?
Yeah, in terms of the game, the sequel just wasn't as good as the original, was it? It was
hard to top what happened 3 years ago.
That was my favorite night ever at Geodis Park. And so you show up again last night. You're like, oh, okay, I want to see it. Club America's back. I want to see this. And the game itself just didn't live up to it. But, a lot of reasons for that first leg of an important tournament. And it'll be really interesting to see Nashville SC go to Azteca. That's an interesting experience for any soccer team to have to go do that, and Nashville hasn't really, I don't think, ever faced anything quite like that in their history when you include everything that's going to go into that. So it's a good opportunity for them, and but in terms of the game last night, it was a 0-0 draw. What are you going to say?
I want to go back to the Brunette Trotz thing because I felt like the Titans screwed up out of the gate when they didn't fire Brian Callahan when they hired Mike Borgonzi. Like, give Mike Borgonzi the opportunity to have his own coach. And obviously, the Callahan thing, I guess it could have gone any number of ways. It went the way that it went, and there's no point in doing revisionist history. But there's a couple of different fronts on this that it seems to be, if you have an opportunity to reset the board, not entirely, but as a fresh-faced vision with a general manager and a head coach on the same page from day one, you should take that opportunity. I don't see why the Preds wouldn't take advantage of an opportunity, understanding the Titans just screwed it up a year ago.
I think that the new GM should be able to make that decision.
Sure.
And I think most would want to do what you're saying.
Because we got the sense that it wasn't an ideal situation to keep Callahan around last year.
Right. And clearly, the way that played out, I don't think any coach was going to save that situation, but that was a bad. That was just you doomed from the start. Yeah. And I think you do run that risk if you bring in a GM who is forced to keep Brunette, which I don't think is going to be the case with the Preds, but let's say it did play out that way. I do think you're risking a situation where you have a lame duck coach for a year and the GM's just sitting there thinking, okay, well, let's ride this out until I get my own guy in. But it is similar from the standpoint of I don't think the Titans were going to win with anybody as the coach last year. And I think the Preds are staring that down with how things, just the age progression of their roster right now. So it does make sense to me if you're going to bring in a new regime. And I think a lot of people are looking at this hire. A lot of Preds people are looking at this and saying they're just going to promote from within. They're going to keep it the way they always do, which is bring in, keep it the same, and a Preds guy who keeps it the Predators' way.
David Poyle's son.
Yeah, right. And I think a lot of the fans are looking at this, and the line is, does this person have experience with the Predators or not? And I think a lot of the fans don't, they want someone new. They want a fresh perspective.
Yeah, because it sounds counterintuitive to say to me, like, to go back to that Titans metaphor, it's not to me about how much more they were going to win with a new coach last year. It's about doing what was in the best interest of Cam. And I know the Preds aren't in a similar situation. Obviously, there's the AHL, so you're not quite getting these guys right out of the draft and trying to make sure that they succeed right away. But like even just watching Vegas, and Vegas is the Raiders organization is not one that I would look for as a model of consistency. But the way that they're handling Mendoza, where they're bringing in Kirk Cousins to start and giving that player who may not be ready on a bad roster the opportunity to grow and learn and develop before they send him out there to the Wolves, they're doing that in a way that I wish in revisionist history they would have done for Cam. I get that people wanted to see Cam play right out of the gate. I just don't think it has to be done the way that they did it. And I'm wondering if there weren't some missteps along the way.
Yeah, with the Titans, give me an instance where they have been proactive like that in the last few years, as opposed to being reactive, taking away play calling duties, firing the coach after 6 games. It's
even firing Vrabel and Carthon felt reactive.
Yep.
Where there were opportunities to be proactive on both of those situations.
And I think that's obviously a concern. We could spend most of the day sitting here going over how the Titans got where they are, but I think that
do
is
it for 3 hours a day. I'm good.
I think that is a big part of it, though. And to me, it was. I'll use the example of the play calling duties last year, where they took it away from Callahan. I guess what was 3-4 weeks in. It was right before, a couple weeks before he got fired, maybe.
Yeah. Vegas was week 6. I think he lost it after Houston, maybe after we ass.
Yeah. That's 100% a reactive decision because why are you doing that? Look, let's be honest. This team, we're going to look back at last season and say that team did everything they could possibly do to ruin Cam Ward. I mean, they really did. Everything about that season. And the fact that I don't think they have ruined Cam Ward actually, to me, speaks pretty highly of the kid. I think he's a tough-minded individual. And my God, he needed to be last year.
Gentry Estes of the Tennessean here with us on 104.5 The Zone.
So spring ball is wrapping up, and Tennessee obviously has an ongoing quarterback battle. Meanwhile, at Vanderbilt, after the seismic acquisition of Jared Curtis, there, I feel like, is a general assumption that, of course, Jared Curtis is going to start right out of the gate. You wrote on the Tennessean this week, after watching Vanderbilt's scrimmage last Saturday, that we shouldn't assume that Curtis is going to be the guy in week 1. Can you dive into that a little bit deeper? What's the context that maybe those of us not paying super close attention to Vanderbilt spring practice, what are we missing about that situation?
2 reasons on that. One is that Blaise Berlowitz is back. He's a senior. He was Pavia's backup last season. He's a pretty good fit for what they did offensively last year. He's not Pavia, and he's not going to be.
It's a great name.
It is. And I feel like he had a good scrimmage. So you're watching. He was out with the first group. They rotated that, so I should clarify. But he played pretty well. He scrambled. One thing that Vanderbilt did, and this tells me they don't have their guy, is that they let the quarterbacks get hit in this scrimmage. They did not put no contact jerseys on them. And you name me very many SEC teams that are doing that in spring.
That's a surprise.
And to me, you don't let that happen. If you already know who your starter is, you're not letting anybody touch that guy. You do this to try to identify who your starter is. Both of those guys, Curtis and Berlowitz, scrambled a lot, got hit. Curtis is a big kid. He drug tackle. He did well with that. Berlowitz did even better. He hurdled a guy at one point. He's pretty flashy in what he's able to do with the ball in his hands. And I think he's a little bit better than people are thinking just because they don't know anything about him. Meanwhile, Curtis is a 5-star recruit, all that. You would just assume he's going to be the starter. I still think if he's not the guy, Vanderbilt's going to have a lot of questions about why he isn't, because he is every bit as talented as has been reputed. I mean, I saw that at Nashville Christian. I mean, you could see the arm talent. The guy's a first-round kind of quarterback, has that kind of potential. But he just got there. He's still learning. I think in the scrimmage, at least at first, he kind of held on to the ball too long, tried to figure out where he was going to go with it, maybe scrambled a little too often. He got comfortable as the scrimmage progressed, and there was a moment where he hit a few throws in a row that were very, very impressive. He was zipping the ball around the way, with some NFL speed to it. And I feel like if this guy has the kind of upside that, you may say Jay Cutler, but I don't think Vanderbilt has ever had anyone with this kind of upside at quarterback in the history of their. This is literally a guy who could be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft.
It's a low bar for Vandy, but those are strong words from Gentry Estes. Pavia get drafted?
I don't think you will.
I don't think so either.
I think he'll end up in a camp somewhere and have a shot to be the third guy, but I don't.
But isn't it better for him to be a UDFA?
Probably. Yeah, and I think I don't know. I'll say the CFL could get an all-timer.
Yes, no doubt. Hall of Fame career in the CFL.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
The Toronto Argonauts have themselves a gem.
I mean,
if they just take a peek.
If he's serious about having a football career, and that's not, we kind of laugh, but I wouldn't discount that if I was him. You try to make it work wherever you make it work.
Of course, you try to make it work wherever you land in the NFL, but that is an interesting thought. The entire discussion around Vanderbilt this year is going to be about replacing Pavia, but where else do they need to where else does Clark Lee need to show proof of concept that this can be sustainable outside of just, keeping some sort of thread of high-level quarterback play?
You look around the rest of the roster, and yeah, the narrative's going to be, how do you replace Pavia and Eli Stowers? That's going to be the narrative. But when you really look at what they brought back, there's actually still a lot of familiar names on that roster from last season. Cedric Alexander's back. I think that's going to be a big deal with a new quarterback. I think they're going to lean pretty heavy on the run game. I think they're going to feature him offensively in ways they probably should have featured him more last year in certain games, most notably the Alabama game. And I think you're going to see more of him. Junior Sherrill's back at receiver. Defensively, and this was the case even before Pavia's emergence here the last couple of years, they have gotten a lot better on both lines of scrimmage. People don't really see that, but you're in this scrimmage. I'm looking at the third defense, and you got some guys out there in the defensive line who have played D1 football. Transfers coming in who are out there making real plays. And I was sitting there watching and said to somebody, I said, the days that Vanderbilt has this kind of guy out there in their third defense, that's why Vanderbilt, to me, has gotten a lot better. They've been able to get better on both lines of scrimmage. As long as that's still the case, I don't think the floor is as low as what everybody thinks it's going to be for this program. Now, are you going to win 10 games with a freshman quarterback? Probably not. But I don't feel like Pavia was, the unicorn for Vanderbilt that I think it's being made out to be. Like, how could you ever replace that guy? Pavia brought so much to that program. He brought an edge. He brought a mentality. He brought things that Vanderbilt football was lacking and it needed.
Brought eyeballs.
In terms of playing quarterback, though, I think he could be more replaceable than what people are saying.
Well, that's the most professional segment we've done all day, arguably all week. Thank you, Gentry.
Did y'all, with The Rock, did y'all talk about the show Ballers? Because that's the first thing I think of.
That was good. That was good.
No.
I enjoyed Ballers.
Good on a scale of Rock.
It was like a poor man's Entourage. I liked it.
Yeah, but Entourage was also a poor man's Entourage.
No, Entourage was awesome. Entourage was awesome.
The last 3 seasons of Entourage were great.
They might have overstayed its welcome, but it was peak television for a while. It was like Sex and the City, but for men.
He's been
like a
binging Sex in the City.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
How many seasons?
I need to get back on. I'm on season 4.
If Gentry was in Sex in the City, what character would he be?
Samantha.
That's such a Samantha thing to say.
That's a good question. I need to.
Your thoughts?
Need to think.
I'm
about
not even
that.
going to pretend to understand what any of that. But I got you guys talking about Entourage. So I've done my work here. Now we're talking about TV shows.
Very good. We will wrap up the show. Last call for phone calls coming up next. Well, now you're just being gratuitous. Now you're just playing songs about cheaters.
No, this is Bill Deal and the Spinners, dude. Do not hate on Bill Deal, because you lied. You lied to me.
That was really good.
That was some endurance.
You
by
just
you.
held that note. That was
Gentry Estes
phenomenal.
is still hanging out in studio. We offered him the chance to leave. He said, "No, I'll stay for more of this stupidity." Aren't you glad?
I am, but it bothers me that Lucas took the cap off.
Oh,
Put it back on. Put it back on.
Protocol.
Coming back
Put
on.
your bald cap back on, you dirty, filthy clout chaser. Unbelievable that you would disrespect our guests that way.
Put it on sideways.
I got to say, I'm pretty excited about the fact that the entire Titan staff is going to be a part of the Bald Nation.
Well, I mean, half our media corps bald. It's you, it's Tehran, it's PK. Who else? Suss has a lot of hair.
Glennon
back. We're very happy that Johnny's back. Have we talked about that?
No, I mean, he put out a statement that he's been away for health reasons.
Yeah.
And just happy to see John Glennon back on Twitter, at the very least.
Yeah. Johnny's one of my favorite human beings of all time.
Really hope to see Johnny in a few weeks at the draft.
Yes.
I asked him, he said no. So I don't think that's the plan right now. I guess it's a mobility issue for him at this point in time. But obviously, we're very happy to have Johnny back in any way, shape, or form that we can. So we do hope that he can rejoin our motley crew at whatever point he is physically able to. The draft is, at least from our standpoint, Gentry, because I feel like the last couple of years we've been talking about, okay, you're going to draft a tackle. Let's talk about a tackle for 6 months. Okay, you're going to draft this quarterback. Let's talk about this quarterback for 6 months. At least now, this year, I understand that the belly of the draft will build out the bulk of this class, but at least at 4 overall, there is some variance. Are you interested in this draft more than the last few, or was Cam Ward enough to captivate you?
I mean, from a Titans perspective, yes. I think the draft itself's pretty weak. You start looking at names at the back end of the first round, and it gets pretty rough pretty quick. But it's a good draft to be picking number 4. My whole thing is I think everyone was all about the edge rushers, and probably, to a certain extent that's still the case. It's just when you look at the 3 that everyone wants to talk about with the Titans, my question on that is, it's like, well, which one? There isn't one that jumps out to you as the best. Everyone kind of has their own opinion on, I like this guy, here's why, but you're giving up some sort of concession in return with each of these players. There's only one player that I think would be there for the Titans that they're really, I don't have any questions about, and that's Jeremiah Love.
And you're okay with that?
I am, and I wasn't at
where
first.
the team is. What was your initial apprehension?
My initial apprehension was the value of a replacement of a running back. You don't take a running back at number 4, certainly not when your roster looks like the Titans does right now, and you need so much. So, yeah, I did have some apprehension on that. But the more you look at it, nobody else jumps out like that. And this team has a lot of needs, obviously, but more than anything, they need dudes. They need people that the other side, people that the other side is concerned about. Besides Jeffrey Simmons.
It's crazy that we're talking about the last 4 years of Titans football, and we're still talking about they just need good football players. Just get good football players, NFL quality football players.
But how good does Jeremiah Love need to be to justify the number 4 overall pick? Like, what are we talking about? What kind of level?
A 3-down running back who is arguably the best player on the team within about a month. And I think he has a chance to do that. I mean, you never know. I covered Trent Richardson at Alabama years ago. And
that was another one of those draft ones, Robert, where I thought he was for sure going to make it, Trent Richardson. I thought for sure
I would
have make it.
No question. I would have had no doubts about that guy. I would have had no doubts about Darren McFadden. I mean, there's several as you go back over the years.
Reggie Bush.
Yeah. So, I mean, you never know, but I feel there's a lot to like here. You're talking about, the whole package in terms of sprinter speed. He can run over you, can run by you, all that. Also, he doesn't have a lot of tread on the tires. Notre Dame split the carries a good bit. And so he's been really durable. He hasn't dealt with a lot of injuries. I like that about it. The Titans just need someone to be a difference maker. And look, everybody talks about, this is a franchise, Eddie George, Derrick Henry. Apparently, that's just how it's got to be for the Titans.
Just franchise DNA.
Yeah.
Well, I thank God. Get back to something that's recognizable as opposed to whatever the hell these last 2 seasons have been. Dan is in Goodlettsville.
Yes, I just want to comment on your discussion about Cam Ward at the end of last year and the Las Vegas Raiders this coming year. They really had no choice but to play Cam last year because they didn't have anybody else to go to. And it's interesting that the guy that brought Cam along well at the last half of the season last year is surprisingly the new offensive passing coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders. And that's all I've got.
Appreciate the call, Dan. Well, they didn't have anybody else to go to by choice. Like they signed Brandon Allen. Like you had other options that were available in free agency that would have been more viable as a backup quarterback option. But I get what you're saying there. Alvin is in Nashville.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Predators deal they made with Strip Network or Strip News about because you're the Predators app and new more free TV.
Yes, you have a thought on that, or just stating that they're doing this?
I think he's asking you how it would work.
Do you have any insight on this? I just know that they're doing something that's free to the public next season.
Back on television.
I think a lot of it depends on what streaming service you use or what cable company. I think they're trying to make deals to get that in front of as many people as possible. But yes, the headline would be there will be a free option to watch the Nashville Predators in Nashville, and that's a pretty big step and one they've needed for quite a while.
Well, especially right now. Like just give people a reason to, don't make it harder to seek out your games while you're trying to figure out the competitive nature of the franchise.
I think in terms of where it's going to be, that's probably fluid in terms of like, is it going to be on YouTube TV? Is it going to be on Hulu? That kind of stuff. But I think they're working through it to try to get a local network option in front of people that way.
That's the show.
That's the show.
Got anything else for Gentry?
Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, it was great.
Any parting thoughts?
It's a nice studio you guys have here.
It is wasted on us,
far
yes.
too nice.
Yeah, it's awfully big, spacious.
It's cavernous.
Yeah.
Some might say. See you tomorrow.
He then rubbed my nubile body with fruit liniments and noxzema.